Hello, hello, my friends. How the heck are you doing? Oh God, that's so loud. Okay, that's much better. Hello, hello, happy Wednesday. Whew. I had just enough time, kind of. The coffee's being made here in the pour over right now, my friend. So there it is. All right. Hello, hello. What we got going on around here? Kirk, you were first. GG's, my friend. How the heck are you, beautiful? How are you doing? What's going on, Ursa? What's going on, Jard? Hello, hello. And Lady Iron. Good morning, Ursa, Jard, and Iron. Morning, Lutz. Kirk, side-eye. Wait, side-eye to Kirk? Oh, love you, Kirk, even if you first swiped. Okay, I was like, wait a minute. What did Kirk ever do wrong? Kirk has literally never done anything wrong, ever. Everyone prepping for tomorrow? Mentally I am. How about you, Ursa? Love you too, Ursa. Still my first. You're already prepped? Dang, okay, I'm jealous. Spooky, hello. Milady Iron, Ursa, Kirk, Jard, Spooky. Octi. Bogan. Hello, hello. Doing some fart night? How was that? How is that? I haven't played Fortnite in a minute. Although apparently the version of Fortnite I played is now playable again. Who knew? Who knew? One of those weird things about the whole like games as a service again is we talked about this numerous times. The game you will play when the game first releases is not the game you will play 2 years down the line, you know? It's just a weird concept. But Spooky and Octi. Spooky Bogan Octi. Fam's doing good. Gonna go grab breakfast with them shortly. Oh, what are you ordering? What are you gonna order, Spooky? We actually were feeling, well, it was when we were feeling real crappy on Sunday morning. We ended up ordering some breakfast in. It was just Denny's, which I thought was hilarious because Mrs. Magoots, I thought would be the last person to want to DoorDash some Denny's to our place, but I guess we were just feeling like garbage. So anyway, I got some cinnamon roll pancakes. They were freaking good, like really freaking good. And I know we're already talking about food. We just started, but you know, it's the time of year, right? You know, probably should not be awake, but F it. We ball. It is early for you, isn't it? Like 5 a.m. Enjoy the fam time. Read that it's been a while since you saw them. It has. Yeah, dude, it's early for you, but nice to see you. It is very nice to see you, Jard. I do hope that, I hope you're getting enough rest overall. Giant pumpkin pie on the menu. Oh my gosh, I love pumpkin pie so much. So much. Literally, yes. Sleep is hard, man. It can be for sure. Hello, gorgeous. Hello, beautiful Kirk. How are you? Hey, big sexy. Lutz. Good morning, Lutz. Hair is on point. Well, thank you, Ursa. That was, I mean, had to, so to give you guys a little rundown on my, and I get maybe Koro's not here yet. I don't know. Cause Koro will give me oh no, there she is. Okay. Koro, forgot how manicured you are. Anyway, my hair just being like the thickness that it is, basically every morning I wake up, it looks ridiculous. It's so flat on one side of my head. And same with my beard. And the beard is obvious. That makes a lot more sense. So the beard gets super flat on one side. So pretty much every morning I dip my head in some water in order to like reset the hair. And then I can comb the beard out and style the hair. And Cora will remind me just how manicured I am because of that, I guess. But anyway, so thank you. I'm glad you like the hair. It was done pretty hastily this morning. Brendan Peach, hello. Good morning, everyone. It's 6:15 a.m. and I'm ready. So are you on Mountain Time? I've heard Mountain Time is the best time zone. I don't know myself. I've only ever lived in Central and Eastern Time, but I've heard Mountain Time's the best. And I would believe it, actually. Lutz, can I can help you get a win in Fortnite? I'll probably never play Fortnite again. What the? Kirk! Cheers, my man. Thank you so much for gifting the sub to Bogan. Cheers. Cheers. Oh, you're gonna go eat hotel brekkie. I gotcha. I mean, it's not always so bad. It depends on the hotel. Not always so bad though. Believe my soul's prepared for Thanksgiving. I'm ready for the parade. I'm ready to listen to Alice's restaurant. I'm ready. Ready for the parade even. I haven't watched the parade in eons. 5 a.m. for, yeah, that's early, Jard. Early. Just working and twerking. Sounds like a great t-shirt, right? Hey, yo, whoa, that's so weird. Koro pops in right as I'm like, well, I guess Koro's not here, so I can talk about my morning routine. Koro Bob's. Wait, Koro Bob's? Yeah, Mountain Time. Heck yeah. Yeah, Mountain Time is goated from what I've heard. I think it's mainly if you are a fan of like sports, I think, is when it's so good. Because, for instance, I didn't watch the game, but if I wanted to watch, there was a really good football game on TV Monday Night Football. The game for me started at 8:20. So that means it doesn't get over until close to 11:30 at night. And I'm not staying up for that. It was neither, the teams are good, but they're not my teams. So I went ahead and went to bed. But I probably would have, I might have watched it if it didn't end so late. So, but if I were on Mountain Time, it would have ended around 9:30. That's pretty reasonable, you know? You need a little hair trim, Jard? I'm very thankful I got mine Monday. It was desperately needed. How often do I get my hair cut? It's typically every 4 weeks. We love manicured boyos. Lutzimus Prime, how you doing, Red? Anything with Mountains Rock? I mean, is that like a geology joke or? Howdy, Bogan. Kirk, Goro. Alice's restaurant is about a town next to where I grew up. Really? Used to love watching the parade. I as somebody who like, I guess I'm coming from a place of ignorance. What is it about the parade? Is it just the traditional aspect of it? That's awesome. It's our tradition to listen every year right at 12 p.m. Ursa, but I just, you know, about to head to work. Oh, okay. Do you have a short day today by chance, Red? Need to get my ends cut. They're getting kind of wild. How long exactly is your hair, Jard? Morning, Coleman. Hello. Hey, Jardo. Cool, man. Trying to get some last bit of grinding to level 6 and Sword of Mana before work. Sword of Mana, huh? All days for me are short days. Okay. Wait. Are you also a short king? Terrible jokes today. I'm sorry, everybody. It's just awful. Very? I don't know. I don't have a ruler. Fair enough. Yeah, I was just curious. Okay, so when is the last time, we'll put it this way. When's the last time you had a cut rather than like a trim? You know? That makes sense. How long has it been? Oh, Hero Brian. Hey, what's up? New account? New profile? Or is this a new Hero Brian? Hello. A full cut 1.5 years? Dang, okay. Yeah, you got some flow for sure. It's been years since I got a haircut. Has it actually, Koro? Gamer Hero Brian, cheers. Thanks so much for the follow. Welcome in. Cheers to you. What? I knew another Hero Brian. That's what I was asking. I didn't know if you were, same person or somebody different. Woodsy, hello. Hello. Oh, you cut your own hair. Okay, so you're saying it's been years since you went and got like somebody else cut your hair, but it's not been years since you cut your own, right? Hubby and I grew up on the parade. Honestly, I only watch so I know when the dog show starts. Yeah, I was just curious. Like, I am, I don't know. I guess I'm not a huge parade fan anyway. Like, even if I'm going to a parade IRL, I think part of it is the school I coach at, they do a homecoming parade that just feels like a giant waste of time. So maybe that's why I'm a little bit cynical about parades. Like, the sports teams are forced to walk in them, which is just obnoxious. If you want to do it, I think you should, but like, I don't think anybody should be forced to do it. Anyway, Woodsy. Urs Woodsy. You're a new gamer here, right? Well, welcome in. What's going on here? So today, Hero Brian, we've got I've been working on this travel journal. I just recently returned from a trip to Kenya in Africa, and I am trying to journal my adventure, just kind of basically a little bullet journal of what all happened during the trip. So I've been sharing some pictures and using the pictures to help me kind of like remember what all I did, and then journaling the rest. So yeah, that's what we've been doing the last couple days, and it's been a heck of a lot of fun to share the trip. But also just it's been fulfilling to try to get it down onto, well, paper, so to speak, you know, since it's, I'm typing it out in this case, but just so I don't forget anything, you know. It was a phenomenal trip, and I'd like to make sure that I remember as much as I can. So got the under part trimmed once, like a year ago. Then I get my ends trimmed every once in a while. Gotcha. Okay. Wait, you lied? You lied to me, Koro? Got it cut at a salon 2 years ago. Well, I guess that's years. Ignore me. Doesn't count as lying. You said years, dingus. Yeah. Not a fan of the marching bands. I have band people trauma. I also enjoy the drama of will it be too cold for the balloons? Will Pikachu fly? Can I ask about band people trauma? It's okay if you don't want to share, but is it right if I ask? Cora was lying by saying she lied, right? Hero Brian, have you ever been on a trip that you, that just kind of like amazed you? Had like 4 calls last night. I'm loopy. 4 calls overnight? Like overnight last night? I don't like that, Koro. People should not be allowed to die when other people are sleeping. You know what I mean? She's a known liar at this point. A known liar. Went to Kerala, India. It was fabulous. Ooh, India would be awesome. Yeah. So this was my first time ever being in Africa, and I realized Africa is a massive continent. But yeah, this is my first time ever being in Africa. Technically, I've been in Europe as well because I've been in their airports. We had stopovers in both Amsterdam and Paris, so technically I've been in Europe. Otherwise, I've never even been to Europe, you know. So yeah, I don't know. It's weird. I have been to Asia because I've been to China. Oh, you live in India? Okay. Telangana? Is that how you say that? They were kind of sad calls too? No. Can you like effing wait till I've had my coffee at least to kick the bucket? All right. What do you mean by that? And a similar thing like with India. I know India is a massive place, but just generally speaking, I love Indian food. So I'm picturing like a vacation. If I ever went to like Thailand or India, just eating way too much food. The food's just so good. All right, got to level 6. Now just got to chill on the laptop on my phone, earbuds, and Switch charged. Switch is for lunchtime. Oh yeah, you got to make sure you got that then, Red. You're telling people I played Wingspan when at that point I did not. I did not. I was talking about the dark year of clarinet. Oh, clarinet. So hey, woodwinds. I played the saxophone when I was in very early middle school. 5th grade? Played the saxophone when I was 10. Man, can you just imagine what Mama Magoots had to listen to when I was practicing at home? 10-year-old, very much not like a Mozart, Beethoven prodigy type child, playing saxophone at home. Woodwinds, for anybody that's unaware, you know, if you blow into them, if you're not very skilled playing them, sometimes they'll squeak. Well, you guys have all seen SpongeBob, yeah. So you've heard Squidward play. There's a bit of a squeaking that can happen, you know. Not a pleasant sound. Not pleasant. So yeah, rip to my mom. Welcome to the guild. Never been outside my country? Where would you go if you could? You could go somewhere. Well, you do now. Sorry, I love you so much. You're not a cuck. That's rude. Clarinet? I don't talk about it. Been out of state, but never been out of the US. Oh, really? How about you, Red? Where would you go? Remember the VC like a few hours ago? I do. And I remember like, I woke up pretty tired this morning. Did I miss more scary creature tales? You did. Yeah. Yes, and healthcare. A saxophone, eh? When I see people in the VC, is that private stuff or can anyone stop by? Anyone can stop by. Yeah, it's if we're in general, we'll put it this way. If you can see the channel and there are people in it, you're welcome to join. Or even if there aren't people in it, if you want to start a chat, you can join. Basically the only time it would be private is if you can't see it. You know what I mean? It wouldn't even be visible to you. So, which I'll be honest, we don't really have. I mean, very rarely do we have a private voice chat. Very rarely. The last one would have been probably the last time Spooky was able to join me on stream. That probably would have been the last time. Does stop me from popping in. Yeah, and that's the other thing too is, you know, what I try to do at least, if at all possible, if you join and you're muted, I try to just let you be. You know, I won't like it. I won't say hello and make you feel like you need to chat or anything, because I assume in that case you just kind of want to vibe and hang out and whatnot. But there is also a text chat, so if you want to join muted and then type via text, that's also an option. Peachy does that quite often. So as an example, and Ursa has done that too. So played bass clarinet in 6th grade. My parents hated me that year. Oh man. Leave it to Kelpie G. Japan, instantly easy choice. Japan would be amazing. Go to Portugal to meet Ronaldo. Is that right? Portugal would be pretty sweet too, though. Honestly, like there are very few places where I'm like, and honestly, I would visit anywhere, provided there's not like a big conflict going on. You know what I mean? You found one of the spiders on stream, what you were talking about? Really? Went to my mom's and finished the newest episode of Survivor and to pick up Holden. That's why I had to rush off. Yeah, for sure. How was Survivor? Are you like a religious watcher of Survivor, Coleman? I think we had talked about that before. Holden, the pupper. Not me calling out Kelt the other day. You did. That's all right. Kelt, I think of all the people that would join Lurky, I think Kelt would be the most willing to speak up. I think you're good. Kelt's a pretty reasonable fella. Just want to make sure because my anxiety is like, don't bother them, madman. No. You're not bothering anybody. You say hello to me, but my mic is mysteriously broken, so I'll just text. Hello there. Speaking of true Kelt. Hello there, Kelt. I fall asleep in the VC fairly often. That is true. Didn't notice he joined, but didn't know if I missed him saying hi. Yeah, for sure. My mom hated the first year I was learning bass. How long have you been playing? Saw y'all chilling in VC. What I miss? Coleman and I got to play a few rounds of some Hunt Showdown. That was pretty sick. I had one of my best kills. Do you guys want to see it? Had one of my best kills. Hang on, I gotta find it though. We're gonna leave the calming African. Well, again, I don't think this Africa shaman background relax sleep study meditation. That's the the video we've got playing here today. Here, let me find that clip real quick. The game DVR goes burr, so I have all the clips of my kills. Was it this one? No, it's not that one. It was this one.
Oh, he's. Whoop.
Oh, if I didn't save it, I'll be pretty sad. That was one of my best kills. Maybe it was this one. Yeah, it was this one. Okay. Yeah. All right. Are they going to hear my voice? I can mute it if you want. Do you want me to mute it, Coleman? Totally up to you. Here. No, it's fine. Okay. All right. Yeah, check this out. We'll keep the really relaxing music in the background. Okay, so here's the funny thing too, Coleman. I don't know if I talked to you about this or not, but every time, for some reason, the game DVR does not record my audio at all. It only records game audio, so it's not recording my mic. Now, if I were to press the record button on Shadowplay, it would record my audio no problem. So I don't know why that is. So anyway, I'm talking to Coleman. Coleman's not being ignored, but you can't hear my voice in this. So anyway. We came up on this boss layer, and Coleman killed the guy that I just walked by.
No, he's just the other guy. Oop.
Is there friendly fire in this game?
Oh, and Kara's voice too.
I would have shot the shit out of Lutz there.
Bam! Get freaking sniped, bro!
Oh,
My
nice.
pistol!
It was around the corner.
Kara, hell yeah. Yeah, I forgot Kara that you guys would hear Kara's voice too. So, love Kara, same. Yeah, look at this though.
No,
It actually looks
I would
skillful.
fire in this game.
I looked like I knew what I was doing.
I would have shot the shit out of Lutz there.
Here.
Man. Was that not your voice? Or did I just said it just now? Yeah.
Here.
No,
Oh,
when
nice.
it was around the corner.
Yeah, so you couldn't hear it there. Loot smoked him. Swish and flick, baby. That was a clean shot for me. That was like super top tier because you know, I'm just not that good. I'm just not that good at the game yet. But I have to say I've been getting much better. Much better. Domed. We love a cool man voice. We do. Coleman, you have a great voice, so stop. Is the shot as good as the double groin tap? The double groin tap? I don't know. Crazy you're able to get kills without Spooky punching horses. Coleman punched so many horses last night in one game. It was seriously like 8 horses in one game. How the heck are you? It was, yeah, but that was the Scottfield, as you saw now. That was the Scottfield. I think I only had 2 kills last night, but I had a couple assists as well. Coleman and I were a pretty good team. We only played, I think, 3 matches, but I don't know if we ended up extracting with a bounty last night or not out of our 3. But we did kill, we killed at least one team every match, I'm pretty sure. Must have been mad both team members died to a headshot immediately. Confidence to leave the angle. I don't know about confidence so much as excuse me. I don't know if it was the confidence so much as the ignorance, I guess. Lutz, what esport team do you play for? I play for Lutz Magoots Enterprises. Oh, you want to see the Fanning kill too? Okay, I can show that. I mean, I can show that. I think should be the clip right next to it.
Hit.
This one, I don't understand how this person survived as long as they did. This was a solo 5-star, so it's definitely the highest ranked person I've killed. But Coleman had a pretty big part of that, so I did not solo this kill. Anyway, all right.
Hit.
Death clicked there. You heard it. You heard it here, folks.
Hit.
So Coleman's trying to snipe this guy with a shotgun.
Oh no. Oh.
See, that
no.
second shot looked like it hit to me. But
Nice.
I had to basically
Well, they had
just
him.
fan him there at the end. Hit this man so many times with my shot. You did, yeah. Yeah. Okay, game off to see my folks. Miss you all. We miss you, Spooky. Love you. Please tell Mom and Mr. Dad that I love them too. Oh, that's why you said, oh no, there at the end. You death clicked with a shotgun. Enjoy breakfast with the fam, Spooky. Have a great Thanksgiving. It's a kindness. Wait, what was a kindness to Kelt? Missed it. Oh, why the horse punching? Oh, okay, yeah. It is a kindness, yeah. Can't believe you had to shoot him twice to kill him. Yeah, and this hit right here, or not hit, but this shot right here, I thought. So I hit this one, right? This one here. That one hit. That was pretty clearly in the body. But did that shot not look like it hit too? Nonder! What's going on, Nonder? Cheers to you. Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in Clumsy and Kay and everybody else. How you doing? Thanks for the shouty outies. Cheers. How was the escaping today? I like the fact that you're nearly on a pretty long vacation, my friend. You deserve the heck out of it. Been working hard at your new role. Frame by frame it? Oh shoot. All right, Woodsy. Let me try here. The video, the Windows Media Player is not always the best. All right. Hang on. There is like a playback speed, right? Let's see. It looked in real time, it looked like it should have hit, but maybe it was just a little off. Okay, what? Oh, I don't like the sounds when I play that slower. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh no. Oh no. I'm so sorry. I didn't know. I didn't know. I didn't know. Oh no. Okay, well, I'm so sorry, Colvin. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna go ahead and we'll go ahead and mute that there. And here we can still look at the shot. It does look like it's maybe it's a little bit behind. It looks like I'm basically right on their butt here, and then by the time I pull the trigger, they've moved out. In real time, it looked like a pretty decent shot to me. Sound on or we riot? Oh my gosh, I don't think I can do it. I don't think I can do it. Oh, I just realized this was Maruno Bars that picked up the bounty here too. Oh man. We haven't finished the journal yet, Kelt. I'm just gonna come in and ask why you're watching naughty vids. That Lutz blush though. I just couldn't believe that. My death noises did not sound nice at that speed. But here's what they sounded like at full speed. They sounded pretty normal.
Oh no. Oh no.
Sounds pretty normal. Oh, I didn't know. Oh man. Oh man, how many clips of that did we get? Oh crap. Oh my gosh. Or it's up to Coleman. I didn't realize that was him and not Lutz. Yeah, that was Coleman. Yeah. Coleman says no. The most clip moment in a stream. Oh my gosh. I love you all. I don't know. Even at full speed now, it sounds pretty sexual to me. Even at full speed? Oh my god, I'm dying. Leech, you did this. I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to. Oh my gosh. I didn't even think about audio at all. I didn't even consider the fact that it would play slow audio. Oh man. Welcome in a Flama. Welcome in. Can we pause talking about that player name? Yeah, Maruno Bars. There are some pretty good ones out there in the hunt world. There are also some pretty not good ones. You know what I'm saying? Saw the clip. I'm dead. Can we pause? Oh, wait. Cora, are you happy now? I didn't even notice. I feel much better. Yes. Oh, gosh. Well. Oh, man. Can I? Well, if I play it over here, you're going to hear the audio again. Gosh. Well. Well. Feel bad for people who joined from the raid. They did not know what they were getting themselves into at all. And to be fair, neither did I, if we're being honest. But yeah. So what I was trying to say is that Coleman and I had some pretty good games last night, considering we only got about an hour and a half to play, maybe. Wow, we needed that laugh. There is a mute button on the player. It's true. And I did mute it for the second time through, but I didn't know. I did not know it was going to sound like that. In slow-mo. Yeah. Play. Yeah, so that journal. I was telling you guys about the journal, all right? Joined at the end. We knew exactly what we were doing. Oh, man. Also, the like relaxing music in the background's probably got to just help that out a lot. It's better with sound. Forgot to screen record that. Oh, there are clips. I'm never going to speak and hunt again. No, Coleman, we need you to speak. Lutz's face is still red like a strawberry. I just felt bad, but also it's just too funny not to laugh. Oh, man. Oh. All right. Couple deep breaths here. It'll be all right. It'll be all right. Luce has gone full tomato. I am a little bit red complected as well, but Coleman, you can speak. Just stop moaning. You don't have to moan all the time. K, my beloved, really needed that. Jard K Celts. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I am truly sorry though. Truly sorry. I'm truly sorry to Coleman. I can't apologize to anybody else because nobody else is sorry, or is like upset that they heard it. But I am truly sorry to Coleman. If I had any idea, I would have muted it. If I had any idea, it sounded so normal. Like seriously, full speed. It was like a laughing, like defeated laugh, you know. Face is red. Yeah, it is. I was laughing pretty hard. It's true. It's true. All right. Well, do you guys actually want to work on the journal? I mean, we don't necessarily, it's. Where did I leave off at? Okay, it was at the end of the animal sanctuary, which would have been, yeah, this. Oh, go ahead and mute that. All right, make this video player the right size. You know, it's a good shot when someone makes that sound. Is that right? That's the universal good shot sound. Oh, shoot. This is... Here we go. Okay. Crap. Opened up the wrong... I don't need a media player. I just need the... Whatever this is called. The gallery? What is that even called? Photos. It's just called Photos on Windows. Okay. But they can also play videos. So... Gotta go get dinner. Gotta go for dinner. Lutz, bye. Thanks so much for joining us here, O'Brien. It was good chatting with you. Yeah, hope you have a good dinner. You hear it all the time. Anytime someone mentions the color red, I think they're talking about me for a sec. Hey, Red Man. Dead of embarrassment. Oh, man. Now go eat whatever tasty dinner you got going, you amazing human being. Oh, man. Well, hopefully Coleman's not dead of embarrassment. You got nothing to be embarrassed about. Totally normal human occurrence, you know? All right. So let me bring you guys back in. I love being nice to people. It's so fun. It is fun, right? So where we left off yesterday, my friends, this was Monday the 13th. This was probably the busiest day of the entire trip. And these shots here are from our drive. Actually, this might have been when we got into Masai Mara, the national park here. This was the drive. I showed you guys this. This was what I called 2 minutes in Kenya. So kind of just a small village we drove through, and then you could kind of see just how many people were walking around and whatnot. About to leave myself. Love you guys. Red, have a good day at work. Might be hard to choose clip of the week. Nothing to be embarrassed about except that it's been clipped and now lives on the interwebs forever. Oh, gosh. So yeah, this is Masai Mara right here. Masai Mara. You can see this place was, when compared to Amboseli National Park, was just greener in general. They'd gotten more rain, or they get more rain, but also we got a really sunny day that day. So that was pretty dang cool. We, I think this was around 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So yeah, what we did is we, went to our hotel to, check into our rooms and, drop off our belongings before going on an early evening game drive that started at 4 p.m. So we went on a game drive at 4 p.m. and we were sort of like, well, you know, what is that going to be like? Because our very first game drive took place kind of close to the evening, and it got really hard. Like, it's hard to see stuff. Like I said, it's our guides are amazing because they don't even use binoculars most of the time, and they'll see something and they'll be like, oh, look, there's something out there, right? But for us, we're not used to it. And then you add in the fact that it starts getting darker and it's just really hard to see stuff. So we were all kind of talking amongst ourselves. We're like, well, how is this game drive going to go at 4 p.m.? Well, my friends, just you wait. The sky is so blue. Yeah, it cleared up really nice. Hey, Snacky, how are you? Lutz Ursa, Snacky Snackers Jarred. Reading some Words of Radiance by Brandon Sanderson. That's a freaking awesome name. Brandon Sanderson. Just rolls off the tongue. Today's my annual golf outing. I have my boomers. I have my non-alcoholic beer. I'm so ready to be terrible at golf. Your boomers. Oh, man. Snacky Koro. Yeah, Masai Mara, it's hard to say for sure because they're all just beautiful. But Masai Mara, I think, it was just incredible. Like, the amount of animals we saw here at Masai Mara was just unreal. Yeah. And then the fact that we had such a beautiful day when we were there too was just, I took so many pictures just of the sky and the land. It's just quite lovely. This actually might have been before we went on the game drive, because in this case, our hotel, the lodge we stayed at was actually in the national park grounds. So this actually might have been the approach to our hotel. But you can see like the mountains in the background. It's just very picturesque. I read Words of Radiance almost a year ago. They're releasing it in a leatherbound edition early next year. I'm hyped. Leatherbound? Oh my gosh. That's very classy. Okay, so this was definitely on the game drive. I'm still not 100% sure if this was the start of the game drive or us taking our stuff back to our lodge, but this was part of the game drive. These They called these sausage trees. Sausage trees. I think, yeah, there's a closer version of it right there. These very sausage-like things grow on the tree, I guess, which is pretty interesting. Sausage tree was my nickname in college. Okay, yeah. All right, so here we go. Slight circle of life stuff coming up here. Well, I wouldn't say slight. Some circle of life stuff coming up here, my friends. This is a lion cub having a little snack here. Yeah, this is a lion baby. They are ridiculously cute. They did not kill this creature, by the way. This was, well, you'll see here, but yeah, there's another one over there. It was hard. These ones were a little further from the road. So these are all pictures through the binoculars, but lion cubs are also very active. So they're running around, tackling each other, pouncing and all this other stuff. But I tried catching a video so you can see they're very, very playful. You see them just jumping at each other. Yeah. And they sit there. They're just big kitties. They're just big kitties, you know? But you can see they're a little further off the road. So then we went down the road a little bit further because our guide knew that there was basically this pack of female lions, adult female lions, that was also watching over some other cubs. And they seemed to be busy. We couldn't really tell for sure, though. You didn't try to murder any cute animals, did you? We know how you are. Oh, stop. I did not try to murder any cute animals. Video is so delayed. Your comment came up like 30 seconds before Lutz' stream. Oh, really? Then in 30 seconds, you're going to be seeing some adorable pictures. Lion Kitty, he ran down that deer that Cheetah was snacking on the first day. I did not. All right. Circle of life, circle of life, circle of life warning. Yeah. These adult female lions. Sorry, that video was very shaky. They were feeding their cubs. This was pretty close off to the side of the road, but yeah, you can see one is jumping over here on its mom's back. There are two over here tackling each other. That was pretty obnoxious. We were trying to watch and then they pulled in front of us. I don't really know. I don't understand the etiquette behind that, but yeah. Circle of life, Lutz. But I could have ran down the dead gazelle. You're right. It was already dead. Right. But our guide did move us up a little bit. And this actually ended up being a better viewpoint anyway. Oh, I don't know why that was so short. You can kind of see though. There were, I think, 4 adult females. And then there were something like, actually, that might be 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 adult females. And then there were like 3 or 4 cubs over here, plus the other 2 that were just a little bit down the road. So they had a good snack going. Going to sleep. Good night, everyone. And Lutz, have a great stream. Thanks so much, Bogan. Have a good rest. Have a good rest, my friend. So then I tried catching a few binoc pics. These ones aren't particularly good. So you can at least see they had a nice wildebeest snack. There you can see their faces a little better. I feel like in this particular case, our van didn't stay sitting still for too long. So a lot of these pictures are blurrier than some of the others because we just didn't like, it got kind of busy around this area. There ended up being probably 8 to 10 vans. And so they ended up having to kind of shuffle us around a little bit so everybody could get a good look at us. You know, everybody takes a turn essentially. All right, so let's make a note of this. Did I catch a video of how close this was? I think I did. Yeah, here you go. So you can see, I mean, it's only 30 meters off the road. Maybe less than that. Now, probably about 30 meters. But you can see also just how freaking muscular and what powerhouses lions are. And of course, the female lions are even smaller than the male lions. It's just ridiculous. Meters? I'm a track and field guy, so meters is pretty common for me. How far is that in actual measurement? Like 100 feet. It's probably less than that though. Let's see. So pretty early on in the game drive, we came upon a couple lion cubs snacking on I honestly am not sure what they were eating. We go back a ways here to the lion babies here. It looks like it's probably a wildebeest, but it could also be an eland. I'm not sure. But yeah, that one does. It does look so proud, right? Baby kitten. How far is that in American? It's less than 100 feet. I would say it was less than 100 feet away from our van. But let's see, snacking on a wildebeest. And playing around. Just a let's see, how far down the road was it? Just a short walk down the road. We came across 5 adult female lions eating a wildebeest with several more lion cubs about let's say about 25 meters off the road. Very close, in other words. Yeah, just under 3.3 feet to meters. My mother's been missing for a while. I'm glad you like the binoc pics though. I got some really, really good ones later on. Like I said, this one I feel like we were just moving a little bit too much. The van just like we kept having to creep up a little bit, and that's why I ended up catching the back of this guy's neck because I was like putting my phone back down as we started moving. But yeah, you can see too, they're just incredible. If you aren't supposed to pet them, then why are they friend shaped? It's a good question. Let me tell you what though, we got much closer to some other lions later on. This is very close right here, but we got even closer later on. It wasn't the same day though, but I'll show you guys that. Yeah, these lions though, they just jumped on top of the wildebeest and just start, these little cubs. They're not doing as much damage to it just because they're small, but they will in time. They're gonna be able to rip the flesh right off of this dang thing. If not cute little guy, then white cute little guy shaped. Like what I do to a turkey leg, just yeah. Yeah, you can see they're all pretty bloodied there. Just incredible powerhouse creatures though. Oh, this was a better video. Hey, what you doing? No. Was this video? This video might have been longer. Oh, not really too much longer. I caught another video of them. I wanted to try to show, I wanted to show how they like play around. Like it's funny because the parents are eating, right? Something pretty serious going on there. I think it was this video. Yeah, so a couple of them standing up, they really get inside this wildebeest stomach too. Like they're just pulling stuff out. But it's a little shaky because this again is recorded through the binoculars, but you'll see here in a second, the lion cubs, while the parents were getting their fill, the lion cubs started playing a little bit. And they're very cute. It's just it was really, really cool to see these creatures just like they're in their natural habitat. And this would be obviously like if a human wanted to be like a complete jerk, right? For lack of a much better word. Like all these cubs would be worth an absolute fortune. And so it's really cool to see them like getting to live their life and be like as they should, not in a zoo, in other words. Yeah, they really start tearing this thing apart though. You see a little some flesh. Yeah. Mrs. Magoose was like, and their cute little bloody faces over there. Just imagine Luke's being terrified of these lions, so he's just shaking uncontrollably. I do get extremely shaky later on, not because I'm scared, but because of just pure adrenaline. And I don't know if I'll show the video on stream, unless we have like overwhelming support in terms of wanting to see it. But I'll mention that here in a second. It was right after this. But yeah, Luke Cub just jumps on and is just like nom-nomming. Courage. I used to freaking love Courage the Cowardly Dog. Man, that was a show I considered to be my favorite growing up at one point. So yeah, there you go. Four adult females while the kids are just running around playing with each other. It was very cute, but also very scary. Look how powerful and dangerous you are, but also look how cute. Look how cute. Okay. So here we go, friends. This is where things started getting really, really, really real, because that creature that's walking right there, I just caught a video because I just wanted any proof that I saw it at this point. I got better versions of it. But this was the leopard. This was the leopard. We were told it's really rare to see a leopard walking around, right? Like they're very shy. As far as the big cats go, they're very shy. They like to just be up in trees. And we happened to come around and we saw this leopard walking. And so, like I said, I was like, I'm recording. I don't care how crappy it is. I just want to catch it on video, right? That's what these videos are. They're pretty crappy. But then I got a couple binocular shots, and my friends, let me tell you something. Leopard coats, like their fur is one of the most incredible things I've ever seen. Like, just in terms of like the pictures can't really do it justice with how like they're so shiny, and it's almost like they're radiating. I don't even know how to explain it. It's very, very hard to describe. Yeah, there's a reason there's a leopard print. That's true. What a stunning creature. Very stunning. Very stunning. So yeah, we got to watch a leopard actually walk around, which was pretty cool. And then beyond that, I'm getting close to the point where, yeah. Okay. So I will not show this video unless we've got like overwhelming support in terms of wanting to see it, because I know some people won't want to see it. Basically what happens here is I'm pointing it out. I'm actually narrating, because that right there is our leopard right here. Okay. This is our leopard. And then what I noticed is it's standing very still and it's focused on something. And so we look over, and next thing we know, over here is a Topi mother and its baby. So we realize that it's hyper focused on this. So like it's beginning to hunt right in front of us, which I was like, no way we're about to see this happen. Like if I turned on the audio, you would just basically hear me being like, no way. But anyway, friends, long story short, we see this leopard run down the baby Topi, and it's all caught on this video right here. So I will show it if you guys want, but I know some people probably don't want to see it. So yeah, it is something that's natural, obviously. It happens every day in the wilderness. But yeah, it is a little different, right? Like seeing lions tear into a creature that's already dead is one thing. But seeing something that like was alive 1 second ago is no longer anymore. It's different. And I won't unmute it either, because the sounds are a little bit tough to hear, I think, in my opinion. Mrs. Magoose just walked through with like a sad face. So the sounds were tough. Yeah. You can show it. I will look away. Okay. Warn us if you show it and let me know when it's over. I'm going to look away. What a stunning creature. Stop bragging about what you're seeing in the mirror, Koro. Yeah, I'm not going to unmute it. Now, I'll put it this way. If anybody would like the full video, just DM me on Discord, okay? It was one of those things where I'll just play the video. Okay? It happens about 1:20 in, so about halfway through this video is when the act actually happens. So if you want to just see, everything up until that point, I'll give you a much more specific notice. But yeah, you can see. So one of the people in our group thought that maybe the Topi would have run a different direction if we didn't have this whole line, like where we're at when I'm taking this video, there's a whole line of vans, right? And then behind the leopard, there's another line of vans. And I don't know if you'll be able to see it very well in the video or not, but one of the people in our group thought that the Topi ran this direction because there was nowhere else for them to go based on where the vans were. However, we realized later on that the Topi, here, I'll pause it. The Topi are over here off to the right of the video. The rest of their herd is like, from my point of view, is back pretty far into the left. So basically the leopard has positioned itself in between this mother and baby when the rest of the herd is over there. So it's kind of separated them out. And my question was, like, which of course we'll never have an answer to, was this leopard, did this leopard like masterfully stalk the Topis? Because it's very possible that it did. Or was it just the fact that like it was up in a tree, it was going, it got down in order to go somewhere else, and it just kind of ended up being a really prime opportunity for the leopard? I don't know. We didn't get there in time to really be able to tell. You know what I mean? We would have had to have watched this leopard for probably like an hour. And we only got there minutes before it started stalking. So anyway, so you can see at this point, the leopard has determined that the Topi have gotten close enough that it's time to hide. It's time to start hiding itself. It's not all the way down, but you can see the Topi have wandered really closely. And I kept saying, if you were, again, to listen to this video, you'd hear me say, no way this is happening. Like, how do they not see it, right? It's an orange spot on green grass. Well, they're also just masterful ninjas, right? So it keeps wandering because, again, it's trying to get it's not wandering over there because it's like, the only place to go. Okay, it's about to happen any second. So if you want to look away. I paused it for just a second here. The Topi, again, are just trying to get back to their herd. So I think the mother is suspicious, but isn't yet concerned, super concerned. I'll put it this way. She's got her guard up, but she doesn't recognize true danger yet. So that's why they keep wandering, but they're only kind of little by little getting closer. She's suspicious, but she doesn't know what she's worried about. That's my theory, at least. Again, I'm not an animal expert. So anyway, what happens off video, and again, probably mute for about 20 seconds. Well, again, you don't have to mute. The only thing is you'll hear my voice, I guess. I'm not going to unmute the video, but if even the audio of me explaining it is tough for you, then I would say mute for the next 30 seconds. But what happens, you see off video, is they basically take 2 more steps towards the leopard. The baby is not facing the leopard. It's sort of turned kind of back to the right, if I recall. The mother is looking straight at the leopard. And you actually see sort of like not straight at it, but maybe just slightly off towards her pack. Then real quick, she twitches her head. This was such a weird thing. The fur, or like the skin near her like haunches, you see tense up. Like it was very visible from where we were at. You see it tense up, and then she lets out a snort, like she knows, oh shoot, this is bad. And so they take off running, and then yeah, this is what happens. So it happens just off camera here. So you can see the baby's not facing the leopard. They take 2 more steps, and then this happens. Yeah, I'll pause it here. So that's pretty much all I'll show of the video right now. So you can watch again if you don't want to see any gruesomeness. So basically what happened was the leopard went after the baby, and I actually talked with the guide afterwards, and I was like, why didn't the leopard go after the parent? There's more meat. Well, they basically, I mean, they told me, in case you're like me and you didn't know, leopards are pretty solitary creatures, and so they only have to feed themselves. So the baby was pretty much a guaranteed kill for it. Like, the baby didn't really stand a chance. So it was a guaranteed kill, guaranteed food, all it needs to survive. The mother would have put up a much tougher fight for it. So yeah, they just feed themselves, and they didn't need more meat than that. So, Nidalicious, how you doing? Spawn camping? Oh my gosh, kind of. David Attenborough's special also explains that most animals don't see colors like us, so leopards and tigers are incredibly difficult to see for most prey. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. But it just seemed, it was so weird. And again, I was recording this. Had I recorded it maybe like landscape mode instead of portrait, maybe I would have captured more. But it was strange because, like I said, you could tell that the mother was suspicious. And so it's just like, why do they keep getting closer and closer? Well, again, they're trying to get back to their herd. You know what I mean? So it was just in our mind, right? Our human mind, it's like, well, I guess they weren't suspicious enough, right? So it seemed like maybe she saw it on a couple occasions, but then she continued moving closer. And like we know, animal instinct is if she detected that leopard, she would not have moved any closer. They would have ran away, you know? So she didn't see it. But I see this type of action daily, but on house kitten scale. Oh yeah. Yeah. Nidalicious, how are you doing, my friend? To be fair, the mom had those big old horns, which is like, no, stop. Well, and the thing is like, it's their instinct too. Like, the mom is very much in danger as well. I mean, the leopard is plenty capable of killing a full-grown topi, right? So the mother is basically, that's the thing is like, I actually read about this because this kind of, I don't want to say it messed me up to watch this live, but like, it was very sad, you guys. It was really sad. And so I was reading more about it, and I was like, you know, you'll see later on here too, but the mother kind of just watched over the baby even after it was gone, right? Like, it just watched over it. But I don't think the animals aren't vengeful, right? They're not going to hold like a vendetta. The topi is not going to try to raise an army of topi to then go after this leopard later on. That's just not how they operate. But then it came into my, like, I was wondering, like, well, does the topi feel regret, right? Does the topi feel like the moments leading up to that, do they relive that and wish they could, you know, could have done things differently, right? And the answer is not really sure. They do feel emotion, right? And we could actually hear that. It's one of the reasons why I'm not going to unmute the video. You could hear the topi, both the topi feeling regret in the moment. But as far as instinct goes, the topi wanted to preserve itself. The mother topi wanted to preserve itself. So it can't get too close to the leopard, right? Otherwise it's also dead. But it also wanted to preserve the life of his child. So it's very torn in that moment. Oh, you don't unmute this video? Okay, but I did not, that video started out unmuted. This one, it started out muted. Let's see. OMG Nid. Mom worked with the, you don't have to be faster than the enemy principle. It's kind of what it seemed like, right? It did run. One of the people in our group thought that she tried getting in between the leopard and the baby, but it wasn't at first. She did try to get in between them during the charge, but it wasn't at first. Her first few steps were just away. She was just trying to get out of there, right? So that's how you can tell that it's just instinct at that point, right? Like, there's not really, you know, there's a big self-preservation thing. I mean, they have to, right? They have to, otherwise they'd all be extinct. So, could you imagine if vindictive wildlife raising armies to avenge their dead? Like, this topi mother decides, I'm going to go out and have as many babies as I can. I'm going to raise them much better this time. Learn from my mistake. You're going to raise them much better this time, and we're going to sharpen our horns next time. Yeah, I actually laughed out loud at that. I doubt it has that kind of memory. Yeah, and that's the thing. I think it will remember, right? They don't have elephant memories. I think it will remember something happened, right? But yeah, I'm just joking around. We would be effed. Yeah, I'll protect you, my baby, unless it's dangerous, right? Yeah. So the mom survived. The mom survived. Yes. The mom survived. And that was another thing too, is like I said, this it didn't necessarily mess me up, but I was very sad from this. And so I spent my entire shower after we got back to the room. And I guess I haven't typed in the journal about this either, but I spent my entire shower. I was like, listen, the mom was fine. She can have another baby, right? The leopard is actually endangered in some parts of Africa, right? Because they basically indirect from humans, both direct and indirect from humans. Humans have hunted leopards, right? But also just the expansion of cities and whatnot has made it harder for the leopard to survive because they lose out on some of their natural habitat, right? The leopard has to eat in order to survive. There are way fewer leopards than there are topi, and the mother will have another baby and will have learned from this mistake. The next baby will grow up really strong, right? So that's why I was like, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. Everybody has to eat, right? So yeah. Saw a leopard roaming around and got pretty excited to see this. Wait. Which we were told is fairly rare, considering they are shy and prefer to lounge in trees for most of the day. Noticed the leopard was hyper focused on something. Looked to the right and noticed a topi mother and baby. Leopard enters sneak mode and begins waiting for topis to get closer. Topis were separated from their herd and were trying to get back to them. Topis get too close. Leopard strikes baby. Cry. Lutz put more thought and feels into the baby than the mama did. Probably, honestly. Just because the leopard needs to survive doesn't mean you can't be sad for the baby and mama. Exactly. And that was the other thing too, is a lot of people in our group, we all kind of talked about it. Our group was awesome, by the way. We had a really good group of people with us. Like, I don't know. It's just one of those things where it would suck to be like, to be trying to see really amazing things. And if somebody in your group is like really annoying or obnoxious or anything like that. And I'm sure people have done that before when they've been on Safari, but the people in our group were all really enjoyable to be around. And I feel really, really fortunate for that. So anyway, we kind of just talked amongst ourselves and we were just sort of like, yeah, you know, it was one of those things where we felt torn because it was such a rare occurrence. Again, our guide who does this all the time, he lives in Kenya. He is a tour guide going through these national parks all the time. In his 15 years of doing that, he had never seen a leopard hunt, right? He'd never seen it hunt. He'd seen it eat, right? He'd seen it afterwards, but he'd never actually seen the event of a hunt. So 15 years of a native not being able to see it, we realized just how rare this was. But that still doesn't stop us from feeling sad, right? Like it was a young life, you know? And it was a cute creature. They're cute, right? Like baby animals are freaking cute. And then also just hearing it, like I said, you could hear the distress both of mother and baby. So it was tough. It was tough to watch, but it was still also, we were in awe at the same time. It's a very weird emotion. Also important to remember, as sad as this, the mom died and the child survived. The child would have been dead shortly after too. With the mom surviving, there's hope. Exactly, Snacky. And that was what I said was, I thought the leopard would go for the parent because number one, it's more meat, but then number two, it basically means they get both, right? Because that means, I mean, the baby's defenseless. The baby doesn't stand a chance, right? But again, the guide said leopards don't need to eat that much. And they're solitary creatures. They're not feeding a family, right? They're feeding themselves. So can't AI do this part yet? Wait, which part? Oh, notate the video. I gotcha. Whenever you exchange info with anyone in your group, we did. Yeah, we did. I think we have social media accounts for pretty much everybody that was in our van. Not as torn as that baby, Koro. That is savage. A lot of details AI would not be able to recount just from the videos and pics. Yeah. Rather listen to Loot's explanations. Well, thanks, Coleman. Leopard strikes baby. And then like I said, I won't show this part, but and carries baby off to their tree. So what leopards do, if you're not aware, leopards, again, they like to be in trees as much as possible. So what they'll do is they'll actually take their prey. They're pretty merciful killers. Unlike crocodiles, for instance, crocodiles will basically eat, and hyenas are the same way. They will just eat their prey alive. The leopard tries to kill. They actually try to do a full kill before they start eating. So what leopards do is they'll kill their prey. Then they will drag their prey up into the tree that they want to stay in. So in this case, it took the baby off to its tree. Now we didn't follow the leopard that far, but we could see it was going into like a tree line. So this is another slight warning here. I don't know if it's this video. There's no actual violence in this, but it's just kind of the aftermath of the violence here. So you can see that's the mama there. So the baby's dead at this point. The baby is not kicking around, nothing happening. The baby is past this point. But the leopard's kind of just standing over, making sure it's safe. The topi's not going to make another move at it, right? Again, self-preservation. So they're kind of just watching each other, but the mama stays here for kind of a long time and ends up watching baby be dragged off, right? And I caught a binocular video of this as well. You can see just how incredibly beautiful the leopard is. But yeah, there's mama kind of just off in the background, just kind of watching over. It's pretty sad. It was pretty sad because you could tell the mom was in distress, right? So yeah. Any thoughts on the new virus spreading in India? I'm not familiar with it. Yeah, it was, like I said, beautiful and sad all at the same time, like all wrapped up in one. Poor Mrs. Magoots. Yeah, I won't show the actual like dragging off, but I did catch one. And then again, I'm just like, it's just such a weird thing. But yeah, it's so beautiful. And like, even after, I was literally like, so much adrenaline took place in that moment. Like I even told Mrs. Magoots afterwards, like, I feel like I was the leopard in this case. Like I was just so exhausted after watching that. I pretty much just like, we went back and I pretty much went to bed. It was like the earliest night I had of the entire trip. I was exhausted. Just so much adrenaline and like emotions and all of that. But yeah, it was still very, very beautiful. And these were while driving, so they're a little blurry. But you can see the sun's starting to set. So it's getting a little bit darker out there. I tried to capture the mountainscapes. That's what I was trying to do. There was a point in there where we started moving really fast. So I'm standing up, but these pictures end up being really, really blurry because we are flying down this. They're dirt roads, obviously. It's not smooth, you know. That's another thing. If you're ever considering going on a safari, they did put a little note in there of like, if you have trouble sitting or you have like back issues or something like that, it's going to be tough for you, which is very true. These roads are very, very, very rough. And then not only obviously the roads in the parks are dirt roads, so they're very rough, but even just their highways are much rougher than we're used to here in the US. So just a little heads up. Not something I really considered much of. It seems like a no-brainer, but I just didn't really think about the impact it would have on my body necessarily. I'm like, my back is very healthy and everything, so like I didn't have much of a problem, but yeah, it was interesting. Here's one that was actually not blurry, so yeah, you can see it's just, yeah, it's beautiful. So awesome. The colors are unreal, yeah. They really are. And we went kind of, it's somewhat near the beginning of the rainy season, but our friend who lives there said it's been way more like rainy than usual, just all year. So yeah, it was kind of the beginning of the rainy season, but they had more rain this year than typical. Here's a Cape buffalo, or we call them water buffaloes a lot. There was just a group of them hanging out. The buffalo, I learned, are actually quite. They're very impressive. I asked because our guide said that like hyenas do try to attack buffalo. A group of like 12 to 15 hyenas would try to take down a buffalo, but only if it's not healthy. Only if it's not healthy. So even 12 to 15 hyenas don't try for a single healthy buffalo. That's how like impressively strong and dangerous these are to hyenas. And then similar with lions, even lions, like a pack of 2 or 3 lions won't try to go after a buffalo if it's healthy. They try to single out a sick or like an injured one, which is just wild to me, right? Like you think of how powerful and how dangerous lions are, and even they won't try for a buffalo. Do you love the poetry and violence in such lovely surroundings? Yeah. The poetry of violence? Yeah. I like long walks on the beach, poetry, and violence. Get good, scrubs. I was very surprised to hear that. I really thought that they just do whatever they want, right? I mean, they're lions, you know? They're freaking lions. But he said no. They won't go after one unless it's sick or injured. They're just too powerful. And then it's similar with like gazelle, because the gazelle are much faster and much more agile than lions. This was one of the shots through the binoculars. They got these big butt heads, you know? Their horns are thick AF. And they're kind of cute. I think they're kind of cute. They're not the cutest creatures out there, but I think they're kind of cute. That expression, F with me and find out. Oh, they're very they seem to be really gentle. Like they're not aggressive. But they will protect their own for sure, right? Here were a couple. I think these two were playing. Oh, that one's pooping. Oh, it was a jackal. That was the video. I was like, what was I taking this video for if not of the buffalo? There was a jackal just kind of trotting in the background. And jackal are similar to hyenas. Hyenas hunt. Jackals are just pure scavengers. So they only look for dead creatures. They don't do any hunting themselves. Cute in a derpy cow way. They are, yeah. I've seen videos of buffaloes fully tossed grown lions around like ragdolls. It's impressive considering lions weigh hundreds of pounds. Yeah, they do. So yeah, these two were playing. So in this case, we were close enough we could hear their like horns clanking together. Clank's not really the right word, but But yeah. Gently playing. You could tell they're not fighting because they're not really hitting each other. But I don't know. I really like the water buffalo, and they're part of the big 5 too. Because they were hard. I guess they're some of the top 5 creatures that are hardest to hunt. That's what the big 5 means, by the way. And I believe it. I mean, if lions don't mess with them, I don't think it'd be an easy kill for a human, you know? So, yeah, a couple of those playing around. There was the jackal again. The jackals are very, very pretty themselves. They have these very, very, very colorful coats. I caught a better picture. This was while we were moving still. Eventually we stopped. There we go. There's a good picture of a jackal, which I think I shared this one on Discord. Their coats are magnificent. They're like little tiny wolves, you know, like with just their colorings and whatnot. They're very stunning, but they're tiny. They're tiny. Love their faces. Their faces are small. You can kind of tell why this is a scavenger or not. I mean, it's not really going to overpower many things out there, right? With how small it is. But yeah, they're pretty cool. I should make another note of this. Saw a bunch more animals, including some buffalo playing. And let's see, what else did we see that was some buffalo playing? We'll see here. Narrow faces get into carcasses. Yeah, they're resourceful. This one eventually laid down. Kind of just sat here and laid down. It was kind of cute. I was like, why are you laying down out here in the middle of nowhere? But that's what they do. It's not the middle of nowhere to them. Couple buffalo again. We got pretty close to on the side of the road. Wait a minute. You guys. You guys. We have it's a special day today. He's in his living room, dude. Exactly. Yeah, it's his living room. We have a birthday today, and I didn't realize it until just now. Today is True Kelt's birthday. He's been chatting along with us all sneaky like. True Kelt? Happy birthday to the True Kelt. Happy birthday, True Kelt. How the heck are you doing today? What do you got planned? Got anything going on? Happy birthday, Kelt. Oh, we're partying for Kelt, baby. Let's go. From the window to the wall, till the meat spills out my hall,
Oh, these Vikings crawl.
Oh, ski. Oh, ski.
Oh man.
Oh, ski. Oh, ski.
Oh man.
Kelt, happy birthday. I'm playing Valheim and getting a blood draw. Hey, you do you. You do you. Well, I'm at least happy you get to play some Valheim. Cheers, my friend. Nidalicious, thanks for the party. Does that keep you in good numbers there? Well, sorry you have to get a blood draw, but I'm glad that you at least get to play some Valheim. Yeah, Kelt, happy birthday. Yeah, I would have been quite sad if I hadn't seen that on my watch. And I chatted with you and I didn't get the opportunity to say happy birthday. I would have felt pretty stupid. So happy birthday, Kelt. We love you, my friend. And I hope that, I hope the Valheim goes amazing, and I hope the blood draw doesn't, well, I mean, I guess it's going to suck. I'm quite literally, but hope it isn't bad. How's that? A little high, actually, but I kind of surrendered that venture. Risk reward didn't balance favorably. Oh, kind of surrendered that. Yeah, all good. Risk reward didn't balance favorably. All right. These buffalo were just so chill. They were right. I mean, you can see this is the road right here. They were just right off the road, just chilling. Just chilling. They are not aggressive. They just want to be. Right? They just want to vibe. This was as the sun was starting to set. Clouds started rolling in a little bit. I think it did. Did it rain that evening? I think it did. But it was just very cool still. I tried getting a selfie of us while we were moving. It was very difficult. This was the next day, actually. Okay, so there we go. Headed back to the I guess really I should say lodge. Headed back to the lodge for some dinner, and went to bed early after being exhausted from the adrenaline of watching the live kill. Some members of our group went to the bar to celebrate. I don't know. I felt kind of weird about it. Not from our van, but some members of the other vans that were in our group. They were like, man, that was so rare. Let's go have a beer, you know? And I was like, well, I get the idea, right? I appreciate the fact that what I saw was very rare, but I don't know that I'm necessarily going to go celebrate it. I don't know. It just was kind of weird. Like I said, it wasn't our van. It was another van in our same, the same company. So look at that, Sky Capybara. How you doing? And Oreganova. Good morning. How are you doing? We don't say kill. We say unaliving. Yeah. Nice photo of that animal posing. So this was the next day, actually. This was the next day. And this is another Topi. So the same creature that was run down by the leopard before this is a topi, and our guide said that basically they will. Yeah, it just was kind of standing up here on this hill for a while. What they do is one of them kind of tries to keep a lookout while the rest are grazing, and then this one will alert the rest to danger. We actually, so this morning, the day that this happened, so I guess I should make a note of it. Left the lodge in the morning around 7:30 for 7:30 a.m. for an all-day game drive. The morning started by driving through some bushy areas in search of a rhino, which often feed on bushes and hide in them if they suspect danger. So the black rhino that are in the area, our guide told us they're the shyest creatures. If they perceive one of the safari vans, they will run and hide. It's one of two things. They either run and hide, or if they feel like they're in danger, they charge. There's no in between, right? They don't just chill. They're not just sitting there hanging out. They either are running and hiding or they're charging. So they're aggressive, right? Which is pretty weird to think about. If the van gets too close and like surprises a rhino, it will charge at the van. And we asked our guide if he'd ever been hit by a rhino. He said he had not, but one of his friends who was also a guide had, which is pretty scary. It just left like a little dent in the bumper. It didn't like destroy the van or anything, but yeah. Maybe they were celebrating seeing a leopard, not the kill. Maybe. I think they were celebrating just the whole thing. Horse lemur. Why do rhino got to be black? Because it's a black rhino. They're just called black rhinos and white rhinos, and the white rhinos are friendly. So this particular national park didn't have any white rhinos. It only has black rhinos, and the rhinos are shy / aggressive. That's really it. They only have two modes. Fight or flight kind of thing, right? The white rhinos are friendly, and they'll let you come up to them. There were white rhinos in the Nairobi National Park, which we could have done the very last day of our trip, but we were meeting up with our friend instead. And also, we were exhausted, so we slept in a little bit that day. It might have been possible. It would have been kind of iffy. It might have been possible for us to go really early in the morning to the Nairobi National Park. And then by the time that was over, go meet up with our friend. But there's two issues with that. Number one, it was pretty expensive to do that. It ended up being like $150 per person. And then number two, we may not have gotten back in time in order to meet with our friend. And that would have been a deal breaker. Because she was one of the reasons why we went to, like, why we chose Kenya specifically, you know? So, Mrs. Magoots and her have been friends since the beginning of college, pretty much. So. Did the safari in Disney World? We're lucky to have Mama and Baby run across our path. Of a rhino? Rhinos are your second favorite animal. What's your first favorite? Do I know the answer to that? I feel like I should. I know that means absolutely nothing, but the racist joke appreciator and me absolutely died over white rhinos being friendly and black rhinos being aggressive. It in fact does mean absolutely nothing. First is octopus, third is bat. Oh, okay. So you an octi piece, huh? All right. Okay. So we spent the first, like we drove around in this bushy area. So that's what I was trying to write down so I could tell you here. I don't know if I took a picture of it again or not, but we saw this topi basically as we started our game drive, and our guide told us they stay on the lookout. So we go around, we look for this rhino, and I don't know if I caught any pictures of this necessarily or not. There's a zoomed in version of the topi. Should have left on that one. That's a lot better picture. The topi are actually I like the topi coloring because they're almost like a gradient of color. They do have some striping on them. You can see like they have stripes here on their legs, but yeah, it's almost like a gradient throughout their body. I think they look really cool. They're not the best looking creature. They have really long faces with eyes kind of have like goat eyes on either side of their head. But their horns are very pretty. Their ears are very pretty. They're pretty. This was just, again, trying to show just the vastness, the impressiveness of the area. And we were relatively alone at this point. The only other van that was there was one of the other members of our company. Well, the two members of our company, the two vans. But this, yeah, we spent basically I'd say the first hour and a half or so just trying to find a rhino. That was all we were trying to find. So we were in one part of the park where there's maybe not quite as much activity. So it was a pretty slow start to the morning. This is a water buck. They basically look like really fluffy deer. And they're bigger. They're a little bigger than deer too. Rhino mom and baby just charged across the path from one big bush area to another. It was quite special, even if it was a closed zoo. Yeah, rhinos are they're very dinosaur looking too, but they are very cool. I knew I liked you. Mr. loves rhinos too. He gets so excited whenever they're on wildlife shows. Fluffy. And I like you. Floof. They're very fluffy. The water buck are. But I tried getting a picture of pretty much every creature we saw. I mean, I tried. I wasn't successful. This was a really colorful bird that I didn't get a good picture of because I think my binoculars weren't fully in focus. But I didn't have much time, so I tried snapping what I could. This bird was just so colorful, though. I mean, you could see it's got kind of like purple. This actually underneath, it's hard to tell. This kind of looks like a light purple. There was like a royal purple color on this bird as well. Royal blue, kind of some like tealish aquamarine coloring. So many different colors on this bird. Cute fluff. These guys are adorbs. Hey, Crystal, how are you? This is a great example right here of just how good the eyes of our guides are. Because again, our guide was driving by. He starts slowing down and we're like, wait, what does he see? He points up in the tree. This bird is not that big, right? I mean, it's not a big bird. And he's like, yeah, there's a really colorful bird over there. It's called, and he said the name and I've forgotten. But yeah. And we look at it and we're like, holy crap, that bird is colorful. That's beautiful, you know, but it's just unreal. Their awareness and eyesight. It's just, I mean, almost unfathomable. Kookaburra. Let me see here. Let me click on this link. No, it's not a kookaburra. That looks like about the right size, though, possibly. Oh my gosh, that bird has a massive head. Oh my gosh, that looks like a photoshopped head. It's not a kookaburra, though. Hate to leave great company, but it's time to get ready for my appointment. Have a great rest of your day, everyone. If I don't see you again, happy Thanksgiving. If you celebrate, Kirk, love you, dude. Please have a great appointment. Have a great rest of your day. There is chance for an early morning stream tomorrow. We'll see. It'd be earlier than my typical time. I'm not fully committing to it yet, but I will let you guys know. Yeah, but happy Thanksgiving to you. We love you, dude. Thank you so much. Sorry I'm late. Had to come say hi to you and the friends. How are you doing today, Crystal? Doing all right? That's what she said. Off to my golf outing. Love you all so much, and to my American family. I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving. To my friends outside the US, have a wonderful Thursday tomorrow. You as well, Snacky. Best of luck on the golf outing. Have fun. Have fun. And happy early Thanksgiving to you. Really thought you were going to say massive penis. Oh, no. Well, I mean, maybe. I didn't see it. But here was a wide angle shot of just vast open space and then just mountains in the background. Oh my gosh. I think we might have been fully separated from the rest of the group at this point. We had to take well, it didn't happen yet. We had to take a pee break. Or some members of our group did. Yeah, I don't see another van around here though, but it's just so beautiful. Here's a hyena. We saw a hyena for the first time. So, saw a hyena pretty close to the path. Saw a hyena for the first time, pretty close to the path. Ended up seeing several more hyenas that day. Swan is the only bird with a penis. Bird facts. Windows 12. You wish he'd said that. I'd like to know that path that led to you pertaining that knowledge. Wait, it's just how I roll. Oh, about the penis fact. Got it looking at me too. Here's something that I think is undeserved. So I mentioned that there's an ugly 5. Hyenas are a member of the ugly 5. I don't agree with it. Hyenas are not cute necessarily, but I don't think they're in the top 5 ugliest creatures in the wilderness. There are far uglier creatures than hyenas. Like I said, they're not necessarily cute. They have super long necks and their bodies they're kind of hunched and over and whatnot. But I don't think they're not ugly. Those little round ears. You love hyenas? Look at that face. And you know what that bird is? Gosh, I wish I had taken a picture of he had a book of birds and he turned to the page and handed it to us. And I wish I had taken a picture of it. Maybe I can do like a Google Lens search of it or something. But we stopped for a couple people had to pee in our group. And they noticed this like almost perfect paw print, very big paw print just off the path. So that was pretty cool. I had to take a picture of that. Pretty big. I mean, yeah. Then we got to see, we saw a good number of giraffes too. And these giraffes were bigger than the giraffes we saw at the sanctuary. So these are ones, these ones are out here in Masai Mara. So, saw several, giraffes wandering around, many of which ended up getting pretty close to the road. So tall. They're so tall, you guys. Hey, Ghost, how are you doing? How's your day going thus far? Another sausage tree. I took this one just because it's hard to tell on this. I'll try to zoom in for you here. But you can see there's a giraffe just kind of walking over here and there's another giraffe over there. So it's just kind of funny. Like any given picture you take, you don't necessarily know how many like animals are going to be in it. I tried to do that as much as possible. Like take a picture of just something like showing the beauty, but then bam, there's a giraffe in it, I don't know. I like that. Need to blur those out, Lutz. The sausages? Days okay, kind of calm, kind of storm before the calm? Oh, really? Huh. Just going to list all similar birdies in Discord until I get it right. I'm good, feeling a bit better than I have the last couple days. Sorry, it's taken my head a couple days to come to grips with things. I understand the situation doesn't mean I was ever going to be ready for it. Yeah. No, you have nothing to apologize for at all, Crystal. Nothing at all. Similar picture here. I think there might have been a third giraffe over here, but you can see these two giraffes that go in this way. They're just wandering around. Just watching them walk was pretty cool. This, again, a prime example of how like ridiculous their eyesight, the guide's eyesight is. This is a leopard hanging, like it's laying on a tree branch. And I think I maybe got a better picture later. This is 2x zoom through my binoculars. So this is essentially 20 times zoom from the naked eye. You can just see its legs and its tail dangling. That's the only reason I would even know a leopard is there. Otherwise, I'm like, oh, cool, sick tree, bro. But yeah, that's a leopard hanging. So I guess I didn't get a better picture of it. But that was pretty far off the path. And that was the thing, is that we had talked about our group. And we're like, man, we really are spoiled because leopard are pretty rare. It's hard to see them. That's why they're so rare. They're shy. They like to hang out in trees and they're not necessarily always close to the road. And yeah, so there were a bunch of vans lining the road to see this leopard from super far off. And we're like, wow, yesterday we just saw one up close kill another creature. Like that's bonkers, right? Hey, Chris, how are you doing? Jumping in late today? You ready for tomorrow? Are you all set? This is an ostrich I love. Did I get, I feel like I caught some, yeah, I was gonna say I caught a closer up version of the ostrich. It was walking away at that point, but you can see their chicken legs. So strange. Ostrich Dumpy. They got hecka feathers. This one was much fuller looking than the other one. I think probably because it was actually dry. The other one was quite moist, that we saw, that I caught a video of earlier. So you could see like the spines of the feathers. This one, you just see all feathers. This one looks like it just looks much better than the other one I caught from Amboseli National Park. So this one looked to be in really good health. But yeah, it's just weird. They have like backwards knees. Their knees only go away from their, you know, away from the way they're facing, which I thought was interesting. Love watching me leave. Let's see this. Abyssinian roller? Okay, what other types of rollers are there? Because roller actually does sound familiar. Maybe keep looking at other rollers. It wasn't that though. But the name roller does sound familiar. Oh, here's a male ostrich. There we go. I knew I caught a decent picture of an ostrich. This is a male ostrich. So the males have black feathers along their body. And they're very pink necks and very pink legs. Look at those thick thighs. Oh yeah, they got those big old drumstick thighs. Ostriches, it's funny, Koro loves ostriches so much. They're just so weird. They're just so noodly. Their necks are just so noodly, and then their legs are just so skinny. But they got some meat on them, you know, like their bodies, they're not necessarily skinny in the body, right? I mean, they're pretty thick. You prefer emus? You do? I don't know that I prefer emus. Them drumsticks, they're seriously drumsticky. Jody had them goosebump legs. Lilac breasted roller, that might be it actually. Hang on a second. Yes, that's it right there. That's it. Lilac breasted roller. That was the bird. So many colors. So many colors on that. So yeah, if you click that link that Nidalicious shared, that is that bird that I kind of had like a blurry image of. But again, I mean, it was far off the road. Like I did the best I could. But yeah, it was far off the road, and our guides spotted it without binoculars, without anything. Yeah. The gams on that one, right? Some serious gams. Smile and nod will be over soon enough. Tomorrow's family day with my in-laws. I'm the new guy in the family, just the second Thanksgiving with them. I'm loving this vacation content. I'm glad you are, Chris. Smile and nod will be over soon enough. If it makes you feel any bit better, the very first holiday I had with Mrs. Magoots' extended family, the very first one of her cousins pulled me aside and quizzed me on everybody's name of people I had just met minutes prior. If it makes you feel any bit better. That was interesting. These are Thompson's gazelles, and then there's a warthog in the background there. Warthogs are also members of the Ugly Five, which I kind of understand. Adult warthogs are not the cutest, but the babies are still really cute. And this one was trying to bite its back to get a scratch there. But yeah, the Thompson's gazelles, I think maybe are Mary's favorite. I don't know if I caught a video of them. They wag their tails like crazy. They just sit there wagging their tails, and they're small and cute. So I think they might be on Mrs. Magoots' top 5 cutest, the cute 5, if you will. Breasted roller was my nickname in college. Can't believe you forgot lilac breasts. Chunky, large-headed bird with a burb with a lilac breast, rusty cheeks, and spring green crown. Yeah, scientifically described as chunky. It was a little bit of a chunky one, but it wasn't big either, you know? That was my first hit on Google. Ostriches feel like creatures from The Thing escaped and just gave up halfway through. Seriously, though? Yeah, they do. I don't mind the in-laws at all. They're good people, very welcoming. That's really good here. Show everyone the photo, please, of this. Hang on one second. Here's the lilac breasted roller from the link that Nidalicious shared. It's a super colorful bird. And that's actually a similar position to how we saw ours. But yeah, you can see like it eventually, I don't know what it did. It didn't start flying, I don't think, but it stuck its neck out or something. You can see it gets much more purple around its midsection. Like this one is just kind of a light purple. I don't know, it's weird. It's like maybe it's all just when they stretch out, you can really see it. But yeah, it was very vivid purple down here. It's so many colors. So many colors. So yeah, I'm like, I kind of want to be a bird person now, but at the same time, like, I don't know if we have that many like birds that are that interesting here. You'd enjoy the board game Wingspan? I've been told I would, yeah. Spooky loves that game, but he's talked about it at length to me. I think Coleman started playing it recently. Yeah. Iron has played a good amount of it as well. One of my faves, yeah. So pretty. You can play online with Steam, and that's what Spooky said, is that it's better on Steam because it's less setup. Not a drumstick. That's a caveman club. It really was, though. I liked this one, how it's just like grass, tree. It's just like single trees just out in the middle of nowhere. Here's some warthogs. It's funny. They have short necks. So what they do, you can kind of see this one is doing it. I think this one was laying down, those maybe getting up, but they kind of like they rest. I caught a good picture of it. Yeah. This is how they eat grass. They basically lay down, they lay their chest on the ground, and they'll just kind of like push their feet. Their back feet will kind of push them around. Because their necks are so short, and when they try to eat grass, they can't really reach. So they're almost so ugly that they're cute though. Like, I don't know. I feel bad about any creature being in the ugly 5, except marabou storks. Again, those ones are deserved. They're ugly as sin. This was a cheetah. I caught a pretty long video. I started videoing because the cheetah was walking like it had a purpose. And our guide later told us that he believed that the cheetah was going to go on a hunt. However, all of a sudden, she just kind of turns around. I won't show. It's a 3-minute video. I don't have time to show the whole thing, but I think I maybe catch a close-up of it, hopefully. It was hard to find at first. We were kind of moving at the same time. But you can see it's walking with a purpose, starts trotting, and I'm like, oh my gosh, how cool would it be to see a cheetah run full speed in person? Right, and you can see how many vans are around. But all of a sudden, it just kind of, it goes over here and it stops. So it's over there and it just stops. And it's looking. And there were some, I don't know if it was wildebeest or what exactly, but there were some animals up here on this ridge, kind of. So it had an opportunity. I mean, obviously, it can run down any creature in the world, pretty much. But yeah, here's a zoomed in version through my binoculars. Cheetah are also incredibly pretty. Shocker. Spoiler alert. They're very pretty. But yeah, all of a sudden it just stops and it kind of just like, I don't know. And so this kind of tipped off our guide. Is like, wait a minute. So he actually got out of his binoculars at this point. So it starts trotting back to where we first saw it at. Turns out, yeah, now it's doing a little trot back. Obviously, that's pretty much a fast walk for a cheetah. They can reach speeds of 70 miles per hour on land. It's just on this grass, you know what I mean? Like, it's just ridiculous. So anyway, he gets out his binoculars. He's like, "Yep, I was right. There are babies over there." So I don't think I got a good image of it. You can kind of see. But you can see there are other fuzzy bodies over here. It had cubs with it. So yeah, that's why it wandered off a little bit, decided it was getting too far, and went back to go protect its babies. Hey, Rebecca T, how are you? Look, it's the off-gray brown elusive city pigeon. Yeah, I'd see a good number of those. You can play for free on Board Game Arena for free? Really? Have all the expansions, no bees. Have all the expansions, special bird, meeples. Plus I crocheted the nest. Oh, that's cute. That's how I eat. Cheetah, my almost first fave big kitty. Okay, it's the 3-way tie. Leopard, snow leopard, and cheetah. The cheetahs are so cool. Let's see. I'll just play it from here. It's only 18 seconds. Hopefully you can kind of see. It was really hard to keep this one steady because it's so far off in the distance. But yeah, there were little fuzzes. Little fuzzes just peeking out by that bush over there. But you can see how far away it is. Pretty far. So. They're so small. Oh my god. I died, you killed me dead. Not even wearing shoes. Such a beast. Gee babies. Can't stop watching the clip from earlier. OMG. Oh my gosh, the Coleman clip. These were so we were trying to find some Timones, and these are Timones here. These are mongooses. They have like little they're very they were weird, man. You'd see one mongoose and it would kind of sit up for a bit, but they don't sit up for long enough to really get a good picture of them. That's why I've got the backs of all these ones. And then one of them will start running off and it's like, oh, well, there it goes. And the next thing you know, you look around and it's just a pack of tons of them. Is Timon not a meerkat? So our guide said that mongoose is what he said. I mean, they're pretty similar. These are called banded mongoose, so that you can see they got these stripes on them. He said there weren't any meerkat in Masai Mara. Whittle fuzzes. Did each person get a baby cheetah to bring home? Yeah, we did, in fact. Maybe he wasn't talking about Lion King, though. It's possible that Timon is a meerkat, according to Google. Where is... So are there meerkat in Serengeti, but not in... Because there were no meerkat in Masai Mara, or Amboseli for that matter. So maybe there are in Serengeti. But it looks awfully similar. Like Timon has got lines on him, too. This was a top Google question. Just Google, didn't realize how creepy mongoose looked. It's like a house cat / mouse monstrosity. Our guide, so we explained, he had never seen a raccoon before, our guide. So we explained like raccoons to him and he said, that sounds the most similar to our mongooses, which makes sense. They're smaller, but they're similar in terms of like resourcefulness and whatnot. Riki Tiki Tavi is the mongoose. Leave those mongoose alone. Riki Tiki Tavi was a mongoose. So yeah, I first compared like the baboons and monkeys to raccoons. But like the monkeys don't have sharp claws like raccoons do. But like monkeys and baboons are way smarter. So they cause some serious problems to people, you know. Like raccoons cause issues on farms because they can kill all your chickens, right? But so can monkeys. And monkeys are smart enough to be able to open, like they're smarter than raccoons and they're more like they're stronger too. So like they could, if there's a way into your chicken coop, they'll find it, right? Whereas raccoons, you know, they kind of have to be presented with an opportunity. Yeah, this was just kind of a field of some other, this was, I think, wildebeest. Let's see. Oh, zebras. Just a field with tons of zebras. We saw so many zebras that day. This was a different leopard in a different tree. Slight content warning here. This one had brought a kill up in the tree with it. Now, it was not actively eating at the time, but pretty obvious signs that it had eaten up in the tree. Saw a leopard chilling in a tree with a somewhat recent kill that was pretty mutilated. So yeah, again, content warning here, but this is in fact one of the legs. As you can see, it's the leg of its kill. And the rest of it is not there because it's not attached anymore. I tried catching a video because it started moving like it was going to get down. It ended up just repositioning itself in the tree and laid back down. But yeah, our guide, we camped out by this tree for a little while because we were like, well, is the leopard going to get down? He said it might. It needs to come down for water at some point. So we sat by this tree for a while, hoping it would come down. It didn't end up coming down. It just ended up curling around, laying in a different direction. So, but yeah, again, beautiful, beautiful creature. Holy crap, time flies, you guys. I already am almost out of time, and I still have another 2 days to cover. Although one of these days, I think Wednesday in particular, is not much to cover. These zebras were hugging each other. They were just resting on each other. Of all the places they could stand, they decided to stand right next to each other and hug. So they say in Africa, this is a sign of good luck. This is a sign of good luck. Me and who, right? Me and who? Your mom is a meerkat. I've got a boyfriend. Of course, I also loved, was heavily traumatized by Watership Down. Not sure what this says about me. So do I swap? Depends. Does he cook? Educate me. Leopard versus cheetah, or is leopard just a bigger, slower cheetah? No, they're quite different. They're quite different. Leopards, according to our guide, leopards are the most shy of the big cats. Cheetahs don't hang out in trees either. And I think both of them are relatively not social. Like they tended to be alone. Although cheetahs, like you saw in that case, that cheetah mom was looking after her cubs. The only time leopards are really around other leopards is when they're also raising cubs. Let him cook. So my binoculars were slightly out of focus here. That's why it's not a super crisp image. I ended up getting a pretty good one here. I refocused the binoculars, but again, their lines are just so sharp. It's just, I don't know. I guess you'd probably be like, oh yeah, I mean, I figured they'd be sharp, but seeing them in person is just, they're so crisp. Their lining is just ridiculous. Relatively not social. Wait, something factor? They're so cute. Magical ponies. Yeah, they're very cool. I like zebras a lot. And then this was pretty awesome. Let's see. Saw a couple zebras hugging, which is a sign of good luck in African culture. This one, we saw a lion just kind of chilling. Saw a male lion resting in a grassy, I don't know what you would call this, nook? Grassy, bushy nook. That's what I'm going to call it. Near a river. Well, more near a, I don't know if it's a river. We'll say near a pond. And then it eventually repositioned so we could see its majestic face. So check this out, friends. So this is what we saw originally, and then for whatever reason, it ended up getting up, stood up, and we got pretty close to it, right? I mean, that's pretty dang close, but then it repositioned. How freaking majestic, right? Your mom is a sign of good luck. Okay, sorry, I'm done. Bushy Nook was my nickname yesterday. I thought you were done, Koro. Striking distance. The lions are just so chill, though. Like, towards humans, they just couldn't give two fricks that we were there. Yeah. They are well fed, yeah. I mean, and they also only need to eat every 3 days, is what our guide said. So they don't hunt and feed every day, you know. It was just chilling. Big chilling. Enjoying the slight breeze. Koro, are you okay? Got it. Sleepy. It was an eepy kitty. If only my cats needed food every 3 days, right? Wouldn't that make things easier? This was our, so this was a full day. Like I said, this was a full day game drive. So we ended up taking a lunch under a tree. And this tree was pretty much like just plains, you know, all around. It was pretty cool. So there's Mrs. Magoots smiling as I took my wide angle shot here. Stopped to take a pee off the side of the road. And then past a washroom. Well, past a permanent washroom about 3 minutes later. Found found out it was not yet opened. So that was pretty funny. We all stopped. We all had to pee, right? And basically what they do is you just pee behind the van, right? The ladies in particular. Fellows, we can just kind of turn our backs and pee wherever. So it's pretty cool. I'm just peeing and there's a zebra over there, you know? But it's funny. We get back in the van and about 3 minutes later, somebody goes, "Hey, Victor, what is that building over there?" And he goes, "Oh, that's a washroom." And so we all just start laughing. And he was kind of confused because he's like, "Oh, well, it's not open yet." You know, he eventually realized why we were laughing. He's like, "Oh, it's not open yet. They're still building it." Like, okay, gotcha. So, but that was pretty funny. It's like we just peed on the side of the road in the wilderness when there was an actual bathroom over there. Goal: be a lion the next 3 days. I guess this does prove the advertisement about where you can see lions. The advertisement? Oh, we got even closer though. That's a great photo. Thank you, Ursa. We got even closer to lions. Stopped for lunch under a tree. We're surrounded by 4 marabou, storks, and some other starlings who were itching to get some of our food. And here you go. I'll show you that too. So here's a marabou stork stalking us, just basically circling around. And like I said, these creatures belong in the Ugly Five. Look at that dangly neck thing. Very dongish and very just icky. They have patchy fuzz on their heads. And yeah, so you can see here's our box lunches and whatnot. And they're close. I mean, these are people in our van. That was people from another van in the same travel company. This is Miss McGitch. Cute. Just too cute. I was trying to get a good pic of her with kind of the just, you know, background there. That is an ugly boar, but it's hideous. Hideous. Where you can see lions? Oh, the song. Yes, it is. It is true. You can see lions. Only in Kenya. Have you ever seen a shoebill? I don't know if I have. So then we went to, let's see. Went down to the river to see some crocodiles. A few of which were sharing a zebra snack. It was already dead when we got there. Stop! It's already dead! Has shoes for a bill. Shoebills are scary. They're also spoonbills. Oh, I don't know if I'm familiar with those at all. Yeah, so crocs were kind of just chilling here in this river. We didn't notice it for a little while, but somebody in a different tour company said, yeah, they got a zebra down there. But it was underwater when we showed up, so we couldn't tell. But yeah, you can see them. They're having fun with something around here, right? They're doing something. Circle of Life coming up. You can see that's obviously a zebra stripes. Okay, but it's dead at this point. It's not fighting back. These are the crocodiles, you know, trying to tear off pieces of it. Literally eating booty. I tried to catch the image of this. It was very difficult because it kept going up and down out of water just as soon as I started recording. Then one of the crocs came out and laid out, and you can see just how freaking big they are. This was, yeah, I guess a picture of the zebra. There's the zebra there. Again, kind of just floating down the river. I won't show you the whole thing just in case anybody doesn't want to see it. But they get freaking flat when they lay out, and they are huge. Crocs, you're not a fan of crocs? Shoebills have human eyes. It was always barking orders. We wanted to be leafed alone. Oh my gosh. Oh, and then this was interesting. Okay. These are all impalas. Saw a herd of impala that was okay, so this is kind of interesting. This is kind of interesting here. I thought this was really interesting. So this herd right here that's close to us, So all of these Impala right here, all females. All females. Okay, so all these ones right here, females. Okay. This one right here, that single one with the horns, one male. One male. This one male is very clearly a very strong Impala because all of these females belong to him. All of them. Okay. Off in the distance here slightly, you see this is a pack. They call this a bachelor. This is a bachelor herd. So this is like 4 or 5 males, right? All of these are males. And what they do is they group together. The bachelors group together. They basically try to get strong and all of this. They're trying to get stronger and stronger and stronger. Eventually, one of the members of this bachelor pack will go and challenge the head of another herd like this to take all of his ladies. Pretty interesting. So yeah, this one male, basically all of these females belong to him. Eventually another male is going to leave a bachelor pack and is going to challenge that male. They'll fight. Whoever wins gets all the females. All of them. They don't share. They don't share. It's kind of interesting. And we were sort of like, well, if they just took like 5, 6, even 10. I mean, look how many Impala are here, right? If they took even just a part of them, that herd, they could all have ladies and they could make even more Impala, but they don't do it. They don't do it. So yeah, that was pretty interesting. And I recorded because the male was basically telling all of his ladies to stay back. Telling all of them to stay back. And this male in particular was looking like he was sizing them up, thinking about going for the challenge. They never ended up challenging though. So I heard of Impala that one male saw a large herd of Impala that one male was leading, but they got close to a bachelor herd of about 5 males, and looked like they might have a fight. Didn't happen. It didn't happen. But I started recording because I was curious. I was like, are these Impala about to fight for all these ladies here? And basically what happens is the bachelors decided they weren't strong enough to go for it. So they didn't do it. My man, you can see herds of Impalas in the US as well. Any random Hertz or Alamo. Yeah, you can. Good old Chevy Impala. Second. Yeah, right. Square up. Maybe I'm just old, but that seems like a lot of work. It is a lot of work. Yeah. Risk reward looking good. So somebody in our group asked, like, well, can the ladies just run off with a different male? And our guide said, I mean, they could, right? Like the male isn't gonna be able to stop all of those ladies from running off, obviously, but it's just like it's in their instinct, right? They want to stay with a strong male. So prefer Darth Vader because he's sharp and his humor's cheesy. Oh goodness. Okay, so then went to the border of Kenya and Tanzania to take some pics and illegally enter the country. So we went just on the other side of the border and took a pic. So yeah. And then we saw some more giraffes. Hey, Banj, how are ya? Male dominated mini female herd is scientifically called resource defense polygamy. The same as sea lions. Sea lions do the same. So do hippos and even elephants. Even elephants do that too. It's interesting. How are you, Banj? How's it going? You really didn't have to read that out loud, Lutz. Oh, too late now. So we saw some more giraffes. Tried to get a good pic. The giraffes are very cool. Mrs. Magoots thinks giraffes might be her favorite. I took this picture because you could see like just how blue the sky was where we were at, but you could see how heavy this rain is coming down in a couple different spots. Just pop-up showers out of nowhere. So yeah, you can see again, big rain right here, but so clear and beautiful all around. I mean, even the rain is beautiful to be honest, but yeah. This was definitely a real tree. Definitely real. Not anything artificial going on here. I had to take a picture of that. Certainly very real. So I wanted to get a picture of nature at its finest. Is this when you blessed it? It is, yeah. What's less common is the other way around, which some bird and fish species do, where one big dommy mommy and many guys. I'm okay, thanks. How are you? Doing pretty well, Banj. Trying to get over this illness. I'm a little congested, but that's the main, like, mainly just congestion. Worst thing about draft, just as many vertebrae as us. Wait, actually? So many frameable photos. Like, why? I'm not sure what purpose this served, to be honest. I'm not sure. This was us. This was just silly, like how picturesque this was, because off in the background, so you can see these are zebras just kind of wandering around here. But just seeing the shadows of the clouds and then just the pure greenness, I thought that was just so cool. And then the rain off over here. Just, yeah, very cool. Very, very cool. We got a little closer. We did eventually get rained on, but it started raining on us a little bit, but this was the closest we got to any lions and any predators whatsoever. So you can see, technically, I don't think we were supposed to be here, but you can tell people had driven around this tree before. The road is right there. So even if we had stayed on the road, we would have been really close, but our guides decided to venture just barely off the road. And there are certain parts where it says no venturing off the road whatsoever. I don't know that this was one of those parts. So I think they're still supposed to stay on the road, but I think that there's a little bit of leeway. So yeah, look how close. 2 sleeping male lions. And you could see the testicles on this one. Large testicles. Through the binoculars, caught a picture of the sleepy kitty. This was me taking a selfie just to show you guys just how close we got. I mean, very close. And I was scared. This was a video because I figured I'd share this one eventually too. The lions just sleeping. As we were heading back towards our lodge, it was about to rain pretty hard. We came upon 2 sleeping male lions and were able to get very close. The lions didn't seem to care one bit that we were there. Victor said that lions are very tame around humans, and not shy like leopards. I want to cuddle that kitty. Oh, just wait. Just wait. So I accidentally took a video. I was trying to take a picture. I didn't switch out of video mode. There's a picture of us with the lions. Mrs. Magoots was scared. That was a fantastic picture I took right there. Somehow, I guess I accidentally like just put my phone away and took a pic on accident. One of them rolled over so you could see the cojones in high def. Yeah, just 2 dudes hanging out. Just two dudes being bros. I don't remember why I took this video here. I guess because, oh, they started moving a little bit. And I think that I was thinking they might start getting up, and sure enough, they did. So these were some big boys. Big boys. Just dudes being bros. Just dudes being bros. Yeah, I didn't know either. Like, I didn't really know if 2 males would hang out with one another, kind of bacheloring it up, but these ones were. You can boot my snoot. Imagine being such an alpha predator you can just sleep with no cares. That's pretty much what our guide said, is they just don't fear. Like, they don't have fear. I mean, they're kings of the jungle, right? Like, there's just nothing that they really need to worry about. And somebody else had asked, like, well, what do lions eat? And the answer was whatever they want, right? I mean, whatever they want. If they want something, they can get it, you know? I think this one did eventually stand up. Oh, we caught the yawn. Caught the yawn right there. Big kitty yawn. It was just like, oh, it's starting to rain. It was raining in its eyes, so it did reposition, but we got a chance to see just look at how massive their legs and paws are. I mean, just silly. Just silly. But they got a little closer to the tree because they were getting rained on a bit, and they didn't like that. Because kitties don't like being wet, you know? Nice to know the trucks don't seem to stress them at all. They do not care. They do not care. Why the hell are these people in my bedroom? Girl, you ain't seen my balls. The family jewels of Pride Rock, right? So they repositioned a bit, and then we ended up driving around to give another, the other vans could get a different angle on the lions. So you can see this group here. This was the group of Spaniards. They got like a really nice selfie angle with the lion there. Oh gosh, wait. Nita is out of pocket today. Rain picked up a little bit, but only briefly. Before we even left, it stopped raining. So, but these lions were pretty unfazed by us. The only thing that really seemed to like bother them was the rain. So they got closer and closer to the tree's trunk. Kind of put their heads in it. Keep my face dry. But yeah, that lion had been sitting there for the whole time. It was even slightly bigger than the other lion, which was just hard to believe. They're just so big. This is a van, you guys. This is a full freaking van. And look at the size difference. Tucking his little snoot. Yeah. I wonder if they might be brothers. It's possible. Yeah. So then this was, I specifically thought of the Discord for this series here. I was like, I better take a picture of 1x zoom. So this is what it looked like, you know, just normally, just holding my phone out, standard photo, take a pic. You saw just how close we were. But for some reason, photos always seem like you're much further away. I don't know why that is. So this was 1x with the binoculars. So not doing any sort of zoom on my phone, just holding the binoculars up to them. And this lion was a really good model because he was looking around, but looking pretty slowly. So let me get some really good shots. And then I tried 2 times. Okay, now you need to chill. They are very beautiful, Rebecca, for sure. He's so pretty. This was the one that had been laying or like sleeping the whole time earlier and then got up and repositioned. But yeah, then I tried. So on my phone, still had the binoculars with me. So the binoculars, obviously, they don't change zoom. So I did a 2x zoom on my phone, which basically, so you saw we've got that halo right here. So the 2x basically cut out the halo. So it's just entirely, it fills up the entire frame pretty much. But this one got a little blink there. Caught a couple good pics though. That I was just like, did my phone actually take these photos? You know, that was a really good 1x zoom with the binocs. But then I caught this picture and I was like, oh my gosh, I can see every hair on the lion's face, which is just like my phone took this picture, you know? And this was a 2x, like, so this is the digital zoom, 2x there. So yeah, you can see just kind of the difference. But yeah, the field of view, yeah. And then there were some female lions as well, but I think we were sort of like trying to head back at that point, so that's why I didn't give very many pictures of the females that or I guess single female. But yeah, then we started heading back. Saw some giraffes, like a whole family of giraffes. Our guide said giraffes are not very social, so it's not too common you see like big herds of giraffe. They tend to kind of just be on their own. They're not very social. What if the scars are from wrestling with other lions? I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure. These giraffes got pretty close to the road, just kind of walking around. Got some pics of them. This I tried showing. I don't know if I got a different image. So you can see it's eating like leaves and stuff. For whatever reason, it didn't go to like a taller bush or tree. It has to spread its front legs in order to be able to bend down far enough to pick the grass off the ground. Their necks are too like they're just too tall. So I thought that was funny. It had to really spread its front legs in order to be able to get down low enough to pick grass. But yeah, giraffes are pretty dang cute. So it was just munching on some grass. And then it turned. I got a little picture of its face there. Good little model. And then this was the next day. So yeah, we're on the next day now. And I should probably call it here. Saw a good sized herd of giraffe. It was, I think, how many was that? Like 7? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 on that side of the road. Six. So we saw 6 giraffe. 6 giraffe. 6 wandering around and spreading legs in order to feed on the grass because they're so tall. Headed back to the lodge after a long day of game driving. What did we do when we got back? We kind of explored the lodge. And I don't think we really did much. I think we ended up getting some, Mrs. Magoots ended up having some tea. They had free tea time, which was pretty nice. And then I think we just got dinner and went to bed. Got some tea at tea time, grabbed dinner and went to bed. That might have been, I'm trying to think of which night. I think maybe the previous night was my best night of sleep. Sleep was kind of hit or miss for me. So, oh no, this was the best night of sleep. Got my best night of sleep due to the fan staying on us all night. It was hot. It got hot. So yeah, that was a really good night of sleep. I mean, I can't believe we still haven't finished this journal yet. That's why I feed Opal on a box, because I don't want her to have to bend all weird like that. Well, he said in a box. I was trying to picture that. I want to have tea with Mrs. Magoots. I'm sure we can make that happen. She does eat in her crate sometimes. All right. Okay, so then the next day, let's see. So we got up early for breakfast in order to visit the Maasai village. Is it Maasai or is it? Can't remember. I think the double A's are on this side. That doesn't look right. I don't remember. So we visited the Maasai village. So these are some Maasai people. And this is pretty interesting, or at least I thought it was. So you'll see a little bit about some of how they live. But this is a choice. This is a choice. They can leave the tribe if they want, and they could go live a more modern life if they chose. But they don't. So yeah, anyway, there were a lot of people that came out and greeted us, but this was kind of like the initial welcome. Played a horn. That's a huge horn too. And he's actually wearing the skin of a dead lion. A very old one. They don't kill lions as a group anymore. What it used to be is they would kill lions in order to prevent having to pay a dowry in marriage. So if you killed a lion, you would get to marry your bride without having to pay a dowry to the father. They don't do that anymore. That's an outdated custom. So what they do now is they have jumping competitions, which is a pretty interesting switch, I would say. So this was them doing a welcome song and a little bit of a dance here. I'll speed. I pretty much recorded this entire song. I'll see. There was a couple times where they bounced like through during the song, so you can see just how springy they are. They can. This was a member of our group that they were like, "All right, come join us," and he's like, "All right, I'll do it. I don't care." Of course, he doesn't really know the dance exactly, but you know, he did pretty good. All right, so a couple of them started bouncing around here. They didn't really jump necessarily, but you'll get to see just how springy some of them are. But I mean, it's for a pretty good reason, and they practice jumping so that they can basically marry without having to pay a dowry. So, hear that, Quoro? That's a huge warrant. They chose violence. They're wearing tartans. That's what those are called. Why is that woman all the way up there? It was, to be honest, it was a little bit annoying. Yeah, she got real close and it sort of blocked our view. On a couple different occasions, she got pretty close here. I think, was there one person that bounced pretty high up here? Can't remember. I'll see if I can point out the guy that I thought would jump the highest, and I was right. Yeah, this guy here. So this guy, he's got a wrap on his hand. I was like, oh, that guy, I think I said, I'm sure many of them can jump very high, but this guy here, that's my pick for who can jump the highest. And my gosh, I was right. And he can freaking jump. He's going to get lots of ladies, my friends. That's what they kept saying. They said, no jumping, no ladies. So yeah. This guy challenged me to some jumps. So I jumped with him, did pretty good. He was definitely not their highest jumper though. So I felt pretty good, but he was not their highest jumper. So yeah, I'd be so short in that crowd. I didn't miss the chance to jump around. No, I was looking forward to jumping with them because I was curious. I was like, man, how high can these guys jump? Right? I mean, I can jump. I'm a pretty good jumper. Like, I'm solid. I'm not like, you know, that's not really my thing. Again, I'm more so a runner than a jumper, but like I've got good springs. And so I was like, I bet I can jump higher than some of them. And I think I can, but certainly not higher than their best jumper. Certainly not. He was way up there. Greeted with a welcome song by the Maasai tribe that we visited. Got to jump against one of the men. Did pretty well, but he wasn't their best jumper. Was House of Pain there? House of Pain? Short queens rise up as much as we can. Short queens rise to mid. You can get on top of me for more height. Ayo. Short queens are top tier. Looks similar to any forest raid that's usually filled with springy people. Springy people. They are really less actual jumping though. Yeah. They asked to take a picture with us. They're like, hey, take a picture. It's like, all right, took a picture. They were all about, they wanted us to take lots of pictures and videos. I was kind of surprised by that. They're just like, yeah, take a picture. We did. This was a quick like glimpse of the village once we got inside the wall. So there are so many kids running around, so just so many people in general, but they build their own houses. I mean, in America, these would be very similar in terms of size and just like, I don't know, functionality is maybe not the right word, but they're very similar. They're basically sheds, like what we would consider sheds. There's no electricity, there's no running water, and it's about the size of a shed. But all it is just for sleeping. That's it. They don't do anything else in their homes. So this was the guy that was guiding us around. This was him standing in the doorway. So you can see it's just big enough. It's just big enough to be in. That's it. And then we did a tour. I'll kind of skip through this a little bit, but it's dark because the only light in there is just, they have some small windows. But then it's just basically just some hallways and beds. That's it. There was one storage area. This was considered their kitchen. So they can prepare some food there. But yeah, it's other than that, it's just beds. The houses are made of dirt, grass, sticks, and cow dung. So pretty simplistic buildings, obviously. So this was a family, and they had a few puppies. The puppy was just too adorable. It kept this woman here was talking to the puppy, and basically it sat when she told it to sit. It was very cute. This was the puppy cleaning itself over there. This was a small child that was very adorable. And then this was a fire starting demonstration. I'm not going to show you guys this because honestly, the same woman kind of blocked my view. They got really close and blocked my view. But they basically started this fire. They have these sticks they use. It's from they said they're very particular about the fire starting sticks they use, and then they basically whittle down those starters as well. They started this fire in about 2 minutes, and it was pretty breezy out there. Like they started a fire so fast, and it was breezy too. That woman, I can't. Honestly, so lovely. Do they cook outside? They do some cooking outside, I believe. Yes. Get my way one more time. You're getting set on fire. You fell in the fire. I have no idea how, but you got lit on fire. A couple kids just playing over there. And then we left. We weren't there for too long. Got a tour through a house in the village that housed 3 people. Then saw a fire making demonstration and got led into their market. So they make a lot of like handcrafted items similar to this. I did not buy this bracelet at the Maasai market there, but basically, all of the women all make stuff. Right, they make something, and that's why the reason why they bring tourists in is because they end up selling stuff. So they sell stuff, make money for the village, and yeah. So we end up getting through. These people were not nearly as aggressive in terms of selling to us as people were elsewhere. So they definitely were trying to sell to us at the end there when we were walking through their market, but it was not nearly as aggressive as when we were outside of like the national parks or anything like that. This is a stop point we had. So got loaded back up and began the trip to Nairobi. Stopped at on a scenic view of. I took a picture of the name because I knew I'd forget. Scenic view of something. To take pictures and. Use the washroom and stretch our legs. So this was just an unreal view here. You could see, you could see so far away. Hey, Slothy, hello. Good morning. How are you doing? Going pretty well here. How about yourself? This was your guide's village? No, not our guide. No, our guide didn't belong to a Maasai tribe. This was me trying to take an artsy picture of Mrs. Magoots. And then eventually she posed. She wasn't really, she's like, I don't really want to take a picture. And I was like, well, take a picture anyway. So anyway, she's cute. The Great Rift Valley. That's what it was called. View of the Great Rift Valley. There we go. Also, I took this video. We started talking with a local there at the Rift Valley, and he said he really likes. Sorry if we have any Brits in chat right now. I wish Chaotic were here so I could say this because it'd be funny. But he said he asked us if we were Americans, and he said he always really likes talking to Americans because we're so much more friendly than people from the UK. So he's like, yeah, you guys and people like from France and Germany and stuff, it's part of our culture, right? Especially Midwesterners. If we're walking down the road, even if we don't know somebody, we'll say hello to them, right? We walk by somebody, smile, hello, that sort of thing. Whereas it's not really in the culture of people in like France to say hello to strangers, right? So he just kind of mentioned that he liked that we were friendlier generally. He said he would often try to talk to people from Europe, and they would just be like, not interested. They would basically think that he's trying to sell them something, right? And this guy did not not try to sell us anything. He was just chatting, asking us how we liked our trip so far, talking about how much he loved Kenya, you know, all that stuff. It was just is a very, very cool interaction. And he said, yeah, I sometimes try to talk to other people, find out they're from Europe and they just don't want anything to do with me because they think I'm trying to sell something to them. And I'm like, I'm just trying to start conversation. So yeah, the Kenyan people, a lot of them are also very friendly too, just similar to how we are here in the Midwest. Yeah. Doing well. Actually, I woke up a little late. It's a holiday week, you know, so I think it'll be okay. Yeah, I accidentally skipped my stand-up because I really wanted to work on this journal. So it'll be fine. I'm telling my boss I was just talking to some friends about the trip. He'll be fine. He'll understand. It's fine. Anyway, had a really nice chat with a local man who said that he enjoyed talking with Americans and Canadians more than Europeans because we are much more friendly and don't assume he's trying to sell us something. Yeah. My birthday, so doing well. It's True Kelt's birthday. Heck yeah. Sponsored by Coke. Oh, we're partying again. Let's go. From the window to the wall, to the wall, till the meat spills out my hall, my hall.
Oh, these Vikings crawl.
Oh, ski, 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 ski. Oh, ski, ski.
Oh, man.
Oh, ski, 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 ski. Oh, ski, ski.
Oh, man.
Cheers. A happy birthday party. Slothy, what do you got going on tomorrow? Do you have any plans for tomorrow, Slothy? And also a cheers to you, Kelt. Also, one of my athletes asked me yesterday after practice was over, he said, what are your top 3 Thanksgiving sides? He said that was a conversation they had in class that day. And I was like, ooh, that's a good question, actually. Top 3. So you don't have to choose a favorite, just your top 3. And I told him in the moment, I said green bean casserole, corn casserole, or sometimes we call it corn mush. And I think I just got to go with a nice hearty Thanksgiving roll. I think those are my top 3. That was just off the top of my head, though. I'm sure I can find some others. Because if you talk about desserts, that becomes much tougher for me. Okay, yeah. So then at this point, we arrived back at our hotel in Nairobi and bid farewell to Victor. Victor is our guide. So this is Victor here. He was our guide for the entire 6 days. He's a very impressive man because like we have the van, and I told you guys, I mentioned in the journal at some points, a lot of these trips between places, the shortest trip we had was 4 hours driving. But there were, most of them were, it was 5-7 hours every time we got in the van, you know? So what on earth is corn casserole? We call it like corn mush. It's kind of a mix between cornbread and, it's like a softer cornbread. It's served in a dish rather than cut into slices. But it's really similar to, cornbread. Green bean casserole is a great choice. How you doing, Kama? I love green bean casserole when made properly, I should say. It's sometimes we're gonna see Pat's mom and grandparents, then go into my mom's for dinner. Are all of your parents close by? I'm not a casserole girl. I think it's the lactose intolerance. Oh, so any casseroles really? Ooh, potato rolls are solid. Although I don't know that I have had potato rolls necessarily for Thanksgiving. Takes the fun out of it. Yeah, fair enough. Also had to rebuild my PC, so I got a new case, a new AIO, and lots of fans. So much better of a build than Newegg did on the original. Heck yeah. Kelt does it better. Mom makes a killer homemade cranberry sauce that's 10 out of 10. I know people love the can, but damn, my mom's is so good I could eat a bowl of it. I like both. Homemade and can. I would eat either. You're a dish. Your wife is bringing the corn mush tomorrow. Oh, I do. I love corn mush. So good. Mrs. Magoots' mom has made it the last several years. I actually didn't even ask if it was on the menu again this year. I hope so. but also I don't know if it's difficult to make or not, to be honest. I've never tried making it myself. Make one. There's a few cans of corn and creamed corn. Add in a cornstarch and seasoning. It's a casserole. Is it a fancy case? We're all in the same county. Maybe 5 minutes from my mom and at most 15. Oh, that's nice. Super nice. Yeah, that's the only thing I used to really dislike about the holidays when I was younger. Like, once I got to be 16 years old and I had my license, it was just like, well, now about half of my Christmas day is spent driving, you know? It's just like, most of the family was in the same county, I guess. But when you have a divided family, like my parents are split, so I'd have my mom's Christmas to go to, my dad's Christmas to go to, and there was no overlap there. And then we would have like, my Mrs. Magoots's immediate family and then her extended family. And we do all those, like, pretty sure we had those before, but we had all four in one day. And so it's just like, man, even though they're in the same county, I mean, we're driving 20, 25 minutes between some of those places. It adds up. It adds up. So since we've graduated college and moved out on our own, basically, I mean, we live 2 hours away from family now at the closest. Basically, if you invite us, we'll show up. But we're not going if we don't have an explicit invite. You know, that's just how we are now. Because just too much driving otherwise. But yeah, Victor was super impressive. Again, his eyes, just seeing all the nature and everything out there was impressive, but also just he drove a ton. Very positive guy. Just really thankful for Victor being our guide. And we caught a picture before he was ready, I guess, there, because he did smile. So then that evening, okay, so rested at the hotel for a bit. I was particularly exhausted and grumpy. I was grumpy. So you guys got to say, Mrs. Magoots, give a special round of applause to Mrs. Magoots. She's a very cute dinner date, as you would expect. But we almost didn't even get here for dinner. I was just tired and grumpy, and I could even tell in the moment I was just grumpy. But this place was about 1 kilometer away, so well within walking distance. But Nairobi is like, the traffic and foot traffic there is definitely unlike anything that I've ever been like walking in. So we didn't want to walk. And I was sort of like, well, how far away are we going to go? It's going to get dark before we get back. We don't know this area at all. We're going to have to pay for the ride if we go to, if we get an Uber. Turns out Uber is extremely, extremely, extremely cheap. This 1 kilometer ride costs us about $1.50. $1.50. We tipped 200% on that because we're just like, this is too cheap, right? So we tipped the absolute max that Uber will allow. And it's still, the total ride ended up being like $4. You know, it was ridiculous. So with tip, it was like $4. Miss Magoots is so pretty. I'm adding her to the wives club. Your wife is the prettiest wife of all the wives. The other side is in Alabama. It'd be over a 24-hour drive if we had done that. Oh my gosh. Yeah. My parents and Pat's family is split. Oh shoot. Then yeah, you know the pain for sure. Thankfully, Mrs. Magoots' family is still together. Like her parents are still together. So it does make that one easier. And also her family, especially her parents in particular, they're always very intentional about inviting us to things, so it's like, well, you're the first to invite us, so we're going there. So we do that. So it's been nice. I honestly haven't been to one of my family's get-togethers in a while, just because it's just like they assume I'm going to show up, but I'm going to give priority to the people that invite me explicitly, you know what I mean? And tell me exactly when to show up and what to bring and all that, you know? Okay, so this was, that was pretty much the next day. Got dinner at a really cool place that our friend, I'm not putting her name out there just because, again, I'm not trying to dox her or anything like that, that our friend had recommended. And we got there. After taking an extremely cheap Uber to get there, got to dinner just in time because much of their seating was outdoors and it started raining pretty hard after we arrived. So we got a seat pretty much right under an awning, so we were able to stay dry. But it basically filled up because half their seating was outdoors, and so they lost half their seating when it started raining. Ordered a Marrakesh burger, which was fire, but also was the riskiest for my tummy. I had extremely good luck, and this is probably TMI for a lot of people, but like I have a pretty strong stomach, and so like I didn't get any sort of like traveler's diarrhea, which is pretty common on these types of trips. I didn't have any at all. This was the closest I got right here was for this. It was sort of like, yep, that one I could feel. I shouldn't probably have too many of that. So anyway, went back to the hotel and slept in instead of going on a game drive at Nairobi National Park to see rhinos. So yeah, that leads us to our last day. I'm going to try to go through this relatively quickly. But yeah, so this was us. We met up. This is our friend. We went to college together. Mrs. Magoots had not seen her in 5 years. But she made a trip to the US back in August. So she got to see her twice within just a couple months span after not seeing her for 5 years. So that was really cool. But especially special, I guess, especially special was that we got to see her in her home country, right? Like it's just different. Like we got to see her in her natural element, which is very cool. So, met up with our friend after sleeping in, and getting a nice breakfast plus giant, white chocolate donut from the cafe in the hotel. I got a really cool donut that was good. It was only $1 too, but it was this big old donut. It had white chocolate, and then it had a thick layer of white chocolate on it, and then a thick layer of chocolate, like, milk chocolate over the top of that. It was good. Anyway, went to a mall and Maasai Market to buy some gifts and souvenirs. I think I spelled that right. Souvenirs. Stopped at a small cafe for some coffee and lunch, which employed all hard of hearing employees. This was very cool. We stopped at this place. This was my coffee. It had a smiley in it as I got to drinking it. I thought I need to take a picture of that. Love a good donut. Same. Yeah. Planning's not their forte. Wait, who's forte? Sorry, I was chatting for a while and I lost track there. The missus buy anything? We did. We bought a few gifts. I bought that hoodie I wore. That was from the same market there. This is the two of them together. Just cuties. This was all of us. So one of the wait staff took our picture. This was just really cool though. The whole place. So everybody that works there was deaf. Everybody that works there was deaf. So yeah. It was just a really cool place. What? And it was good. Like I didn't end up ordering any food because I felt like I had a big enough breakfast that I didn't want to have. I felt like if I had ordered any food, I would have been uncomfortable with how full I was. So I decided just to have the coffee, which was strong. It was a strong coffee. I was a little shaky afterwards. So we ended up getting a snack later on, but yeah. That was a picture of the table, as you can tell. I tried to put my phone down and accidentally hit the side button. This I thought was really cool. So the mall that we went into, they were advertising Nairobi Comic-Con, which was taking place that weekend. So we obviously didn't get to stay for it, but Nairobi Comic-Con. That would have been really cool to see. But we left 2 days before it started. So wandered through a grocery store to pick up some friend approved candies, coffees, and sweets to bring back for people. Also went to the mall to look for a tank top, among other things. Oh, and then this is actually the last picture in the album. I don't know if Coleman's still here, but this was one of the things we picked up from the store, and we wanted to show Coleman. I meant to send this to Coleman directly, and I forgot. So that's actually what I do very often. I'll take a picture for somebody. I don't know why my brain does that, though. I'll take a picture for somebody, or even for Discord, and I'll be like, oh, I want to share that, and then I just forget. So I'll try to remember to share this, but Mrs. Magoot's got a crunchy and we wanted to show Coleman, so yeah, very cool. Kama, how are you doing though? Okay. Made a stop. Okay, so then we took a lunch break at it's actually a Japanese, what was it? Japanese bakery type place, and got a giant avocado toast. Waiter said it wasn't very big. I was shocked by that. And some delicious cakes. Mine was an Oreo. Which were also really big. And then I had some other they called them rolls, but they were kind of flat. They were really good. Really good. What's the story behind Crunchy? So I also wanted to share this with Spooky too. Spooky did not enjoy the Crunchy. When Coleman came to visit for Gen Con, he brought some Canadian sweets for us, and Crunchy was one of them. Crunchy is basically a honeycomb covered in chocolate. Honeycomb candy covered in chocolate. Hey, Lala, how are you doing? Blues forgot Coleman again? No, don't say that. This is Spooky's flashback candy. It is, exactly. Yeah, Spooky did not enjoy this candy. Okay. Quickly found another souvenir shop in the mall in order to buy my mom some extra kitschy magnets. I don't think I spelled that right. My mom loves magnets. That there's an S in there, isn't there? Is it kitschy? Is it like that? I don't remember. Anyway, yeah, I had to kitschy. Okay, so I spelled it right the second time. My mom loves collecting magnets, and I really wanted to get her some, but I hadn't found any that, like, we went to one place that had magnets, and I was like, nope, these are too cool. Like, they were too, like, decorative, you know? I needed the ones to just scream tourist. That's the kind that my mom likes to collect. So I've ended up finding some. I would grab them for you, but I'm really short on time right now. I got to get to work. It's yummy, but will get stuck in every pocket of my tooth. I liked it quite a bit. Yeah. My oven is fixed just in time for Turkey Day. Ooh, heck yeah. I'm doing really well though, Lala. If I can get over this congestion, I'll be amazing. Look forward to the next couple days. All right, so yeah, that is the end of the photo album. So then went back to the hotel to get cleaned up, taking advantage of our late checkout, and went down to the lobby to wait for our ride. Left the hotel late because we were waiting for the, what was it? Hang on, I gotta find the name of these people real quick. I want to make a note. There was a group of people, Gibsons, who we never met. We were waiting for the Gibsons to join our shuttle to the airport. Got kind of panicked because there were so many security stops before getting to our terminal. This was wild, okay? So you had to go in through So you have initial. So you have to get out of your vehicle. Security stops. One is getting out of your vehicle to walk through metal detectors. This is before you even park, before you can even park at the terminal. This is like, it's almost like it looks like a toll booth. So you're not even there yet. Glad you had an amazing time, Lutz. Thank you so much, Woodsy. You got to run. Woodsy, happy Thanksgiving, my friend. I hope you're still healing up pretty well. And yeah, I love you, my friend. We'll see you soon, okay? Have a good Thanksgiving. Made cookies so good it blew the oven element. I'll have to post the pic in Discord. Oh, crap. That's not good. Mucinex, it'll drain you dry. That's what she said. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my. Could have been me. Number 2, you have the initial bag scan once you enter the building. Number 3, go through passport control and then a more thorough bag scan, and then you can check your bag. Number 4, stopped outside our gate to have a look at our boarding pass. That was ridiculous, right? Sitting in the gate waiting area, I realized I was getting super stuffy and began sneezing. A great sign right before a 36-hour trip home. It was 36 hours to get home with all the layovers and transit and all that. So trying to heal, doing well. I'm glad to hear that's going well so far thus far, Woodsy. So yeah, then we basically we went from Nairobi to Paris, where we promptly get off the plane and they check our boarding passes again. And I look over to Mrs. Magoots and I was like, what? Were we supposed to just like randomly lose citizenship somewhere in the air between Nairobi and Paris? Right? Like, what the heck? Like, why are they just checked our boarding passes so many times? Because at every one of these places that I mentioned, they checked our boarding pass, right? And then they check it again right after we get off the plane, before we can even get into the airport in Paris. I was like, good God, like how many stops are we going to have? Yeah. And then of course you have to give your boarding pass again as you get on the plane in Paris, right? So we had to go through, we didn't check our bags there, or like they didn't check our bags there. We're already in the secure part of it, but yeah. Maybe there's a people smuggling problem. I have no idea. Yeah. Governments. Am I right? Yeah. We had technically we had 5 security stops before we could even go relax in the Parisian airport. It was ridiculous. So anyway, eventually, getting ready to land in Detroit after our 9-hour flight from Paris, my ear started hurting really badly from the pressure. Only thing that fixed it was trying really, really hard to blow my nose. I tried everything. I tried swallowing. I tried yawning. I tried like fake chewing a piece of gum. I didn't have any gum, so I was just doing that. I tried pulling on my ear. I tried like opening my nose. I tried blowing, like plugging my nose and blowing out like that. The only thing that got that pressure to subside was like just grabbing a Kleenex, open nostrils, and just blowing as hard as I could into the Kleenex. That was the only thing I could do. But it felt like my eardrum was about to explode. Just from being so congested. Hey, RBJs, you prefer Starbucks or Deal Dough? Oh gosh. Don't mind me. Be nervous about it, even though it's for safety. Yeah, it was really weird. Really, really weird, the number of stops. Landed in Detroit. Had to go pick up our bags and go through customs. then could recheck bags for the final leg to Chicago, not O'Hare, which is where we left. We landed in a different Chicago airport, which was an oversight by the travel company, I think, but made things pretty annoying. Took a 65-minute Uber ride to meet up with our friend who had our car. Could barely stay awake during the ride, which was a problem because I wasn't sure if he was going the right way. This was kind of scary, actually. I was about to speak up to him because he kept not taking the turn that his maps were telling him to take. And I was like, what the heck, man? Why are you not turning where you're supposed to? Where are you taking us? You know, we're both exhausted. We're in Chicago, which is, you know, not necessarily the safest city ever. Ended up being the guy was getting on a tollway. He missed these other turns to avoid tollways. In order to get on the tollway, he actually took us on a shorter route. So I didn't have to say anything because I realized, but like, had he missed one more turn, I was about to be like, hey, why aren't you taking these turns, man? So yeah. And we were both exhausted. Like, Mrs. Magoots, she is way more talented at falling asleep in cars than I am. She was literally asleep like this. Legs crossed, just head bobbing like this. I can't do it. So I'm kind of falling asleep on the window next to me. And so I'm trying my darndest to stay awake, but I am exhausted. So I'm still even just like heavy blinking and all this stuff. And I'm like, man, am I going to have to start a fight with this guy too? But ended up, he got on a toll road and ended up making it a shorter drive. So like, I was like, well, give that guy a tip. He scared me, but he ended up being a really good guy. So yeah. Avoid tolls for the toll you have a kickback on. The toll road was actually really cheap because we only went through one toll booth. It ended up being like $2 or something like that, which was worth it. The toll roads are also smoother, generally speaking. So, met up with our friend at a nearish restaurant that was closer to the highway so we could get going right away. Made a stop before we left the city to get gas and some Alani Nu energy drinks. 400 milligrams of caffeine, baby. Sang emo songs to stay awake for the 3.5 hour drive. Even with my voice being crappy due to all the congestion and fatigue. Finally arrived home. Thank the Lord. All right. Yeah, there we go. That's the rest of the trip, my friends. It was a real struggle to get home. I slept like a rock for the next 8 hours and didn't feel so bad. Sunday ended up being the day I felt the worst in terms of sickness. I've been improving every day since. But yeah, it was an incredible trip. I did decide like travel, like the actual transit is the worst part of traveling. I still like, I could probably go on a rant if you guys want to talk about it Friday, because I know you guys love Friday rants. We could talk about how ridiculously uncomfortable airliners make you. That could be a really nice Friday rant if you're interested. But I don't have time to go into it right now. I'm already like, I streamed an hour longer than I expected, but I'm glad we got this travel journal done. So thank you so much for listening, Ursa. Seriously, like I can't thank you guys enough. This has been so much fun to share with you. You guys have all been such incredible, an incredible audience because you've been asking questions and staying engaged. And I really didn't know how many people would care. I know I've said that several times, but I really didn't know how many people would care. So you guys have just been the absolute best, which I should have expected as much. You guys are always amazing, but we're a good class. I wasn't listening. That's all right, Nidalicious. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna read that name out loud. Welcome in, Janko. How you doing? How are you doing? I don't know that you're real, but I'm gonna cheers just on the off chance that you are. So cheers. That's bonkers. Your talc powder. Wow, you make a very valid point. It's better to be safe than sorry. Wait, talc. One time I was flagged for explosive residue. They even looked in the line of my carry-on. Apparently it was my talcum powder foundation. Even asked about that, but they denied it was that. It was followed by an undercover, not secret marshal. It was embarrassing, but I appreciate the extra security. Oh, wow. Holy crap. Are you real, Janko? Are you real? So fun to hear about Truly. Thoroughly enjoyed this. Thank you. Thank you so much, Oreganova. Seriously. And of course, Chris, glad to have you join us. Anyone else watch Twisted Metal? Was it good? Also, Kel, I could share my playlist. I'm not, it's not a secret. Sit in the back and pretend to read the book when I'm actually just reading comics. Took me a while to figure out what is wrong with reading that name. Yeah, indeed I am. Well, welcome in. Welcome in. Appreciate the follow, my friend. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to end the stream. I do need to get to work. But yeah, this has been a lot of fun to share with you guys. I can, my hope is to be able to share this, in another format as well. So it's not just in stream form because it's kind of a long bit of notes here, right? So keep an eye out for possibly a Ko-fi post at some point, or maybe a couple. Again, I'm not going to commit to it necessarily, but that would be my goal. I'd like to be able to put this up somewhere where it's a little bit easier to read, and share a few more picks. Not 686 like I just went through here, but maybe a few of them. So we'll see. Again, not committing to it, but if I can get around to it, I would like to do that. To just make things a little bit more coherent. So look forward to that playlist showing up in Discord. You bragging that you have it? It's on the ever-growing list of Twisted Metal. Yeah, it seems like a fun watch. I don't know if it's any good, but it seems fun. Raid out to Banj. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Friends, let's head to the tavern. I'll see you there. Let me got some thank yous. First of all, again, a massive thank you to everybody that hung out with me at some point within these last 3 days of talking about the trip. I know we didn't talk much about it yesterday. We kind of got just talking about various other things. But thank you, Janko, for the follow, as well as Gamer Hero Brian 10. Bogan for the sub. That one was gift. Who gifted that one again? Was that Kirk? Octi, Coleman, Iron, and Kirk on the mod squad. Nandra and Bogan for the raids. And our Ko-fi members are Arc, Bookbunk, Coleman, Iron, Phil, Peachy, and Spooky. Appreciate it v much, my friend. Was it Peachy that gifted the sub? I thought Peachy gifted a sub yesterday to Brendan Peach. Yeah, it was Kirk today. Kirk was today. Friends, let's go say hello to Banj. Let me... This here. We're going to raid out to Banj. Hopefully Banj is, relatively startish, as in not going to be signing off anytime soon. Yeah, he's only been on for 53 minutes, so we should be good. All right, friends, let's go say hi to Banj. I got to get to work, so I will say hello. But beyond that, I'm probably just going to have to jump back into work. So I'm going to more or less raid and run. I love y'all. There's a chance for an early morning stream, earlier than my typical start time tomorrow, playing some Valheim, because I want to get back into Valheim. But I will let you guys know in the Discord, so keep an eye out for that. Friends, have an amazing rest of your day. I love y'all. I'll talk to you soon. Take care of yourselves and others. Bye.